Tommy's crew showed up on time, installed the windows, cleaned up after themselves where you had no clue someone was even there.
Go Tommy's!
At Jim's Firearms, we stock more because we sell more. And during our 4th of July storewide savings event, now is your time to buy. Savings like 10 to 20% off Rossi lever action rifles, 10 to 20% off Smith & Wesson semi-automatic handguns. Now is your time to buy at Jim's Firearms, Segan Lane, Baton Rouge.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Wednesday, July 17th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect cloudy skies with a high of 91. In hour one of today's show, we'll preview day 3 of SEC Media Days as Alabama, Mississippi State, Florida, and Texas all take center stage. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench, live from Dallas, Texas at SEC Media Days, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, Peter said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome in OTB. It is Wednesday, day 3 here in Dallas for SEC Media Days. T-Bob Hebert, Jacob Hester, Riv Suey doing the on-site production, Lontra Taylor holding it down back in the studio. Hope you're all having a great day. Continues to be a lot of fun here. If a bit, Jake, tell me if you feel the same. I feel like there's been a bit, and I don't want to poo-poo the whole thing because it's been great, but like I'm having a bit of a disconnect where this is by far the most interesting year we've ever had in college football.
Yes.
The SEC especially, right? And it's not just because Texas, Oklahoma joined. Like, it's the fact that with a 12-team playoff, so many teams have hope, and so many teams are now more interesting, and so many teams are not just like, what kind of bowl game can I make? It's I mean, 2 years ago, Tennessee would have made it. Last year, Ole Miss and Mizzou would have made it, right? So, like, this is, and we have all the rule changes. I mean, not even getting into stuff like in-helmet communication, iPads on the sideline. Like, all of this is revolutionary, but there haven't really been any headlines. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think about, like, what people are writing. Now, I've enjoyed the press conference. I could listen to Kirby Smart talk and his theory on how to lead a business, a program. I was fascinated to hear about how he basically has been forcing his entire organization to study Nike. And they've been doing these school sessions on, okay, how did Nike, assume nothing? How did Nike? And he's always so interesting.
Last year was rugby, right?
Yeah, it was the All Blacks from New Zealand.
Yeah.
And that was always about, like, what was it? It was like something about always be better, or you can always be better. Like, you can always improve no matter how good you are, right? So I love a lot of this stuff, but generally, there's like a headline, something controversial, and national writers kind of latch onto, and it's been a pretty between-the-lines media days in that regard thus far.
I do agree with you there because typically we have somebody says something that is going to be all over Twitter. I can't believe this coach at this program said this because they're not a big dog. They're down on the totem pole, and how are they saying that? Like, we hadn't had that. We haven't had anybody, like Kirby really say anything. I mean, he threw the one NIL thing about Dan Lanning, but that was in jest and because him and Dan Lanning are boys.
No.
So, I mean, you're right. I know exactly what you're saying. Even with some of the players and coaches upstairs, like, we'll try to get them to say, not try to get them to say something bad, but try to get them something interesting. And it's been a lot of buttoned up.
Yeah.
It's been a lot. And not even because I think they were coached. I think you have a good group of players as well, but it's missing a little spice.
Well, and also I think that, like, it's interesting because of the new playoffs and expectations of a lot of teams now. like a lot of people have been asked about things like results or, where do you want to end up? And every coach kind of has the answer, well, we're not really results oriented, we're process oriented. And some people may paint that as coach speak, but it's actually true. Like, you have to be process oriented if you want to accomplish these goals. If all you care about are the results, we talk a lot on this show about being kind of oriented with the present in terms of how you engage
That's exactly
with
where I was going.
and the life and everything else, right? Like, it's the thing that stands out to me most from the Last Dance documentary, right maybe behind Dennis Rodman rebounding memes, which are still top-tier memes. But, like, if all you're worried about is winning or losing, all the final destination, well, then you're going to break. Mm-hmm. If you don't accomplish that goal, right? You have no resilience to. You're very brittle. If you focus on the process, that means you're constantly asking yourself, what do I have to do right now in order to be who I want to be? And then if you lose, it's like, okay, well, that's fine. We're going to stay the course and we're going to get better. And so, like, there's interesting lessons and themes to be learned when you hear Brian Kelly and Kirby Smart basically saying these same things, but those don't make for great headlines. And maybe you get something today with Texas. I mean, a big day here, Alabama and Texas on the docket.
Today, Alabama, Kalen DeBoer, even though it's not Nick Saban, that's still a big deal. You got a new coach in Starkville, so that will be a little more interesting because it is new and you can ask him questions, and you hadn't really had Jeff Levy before. Billy Napier's seat is as hot as anybody in the country. We don't love that. It's not something we're sitting here on this show trying to go after, but it is factual. And then Steve Sarkisian, for sure, is somebody that after the run that he made last year, being in the league before, like, he's an intriguing, polarizing, I think, figure. So I think today's teams, you'll get a little juice. And, the last day, now that's the day that –
yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like, yesterday,
I don't know.
Yesterday
was the best, maybe, like you said.
It's probably the most talented grouping of teams you've ever had in terms of SEC Media Day. It seems like they really just kind of shuttled the rest.
It does feel like
Thursday.
They're like, oh man, oh crap.
Like, we got a lot of teams, don't we? Huh.
Shoot. Let's go Arkansas, Auburn, A&M, and Kentucky.
Shout out to our A&M homies. I've
Shout
had a
out
lot
to
of
my
fun
Kentucky
with the
homies too,
A&M
though.
people.
I mean,
can't wait for that Stoops presser. That is fair.
Yeah. I am trying to get him right here.
Ugh.
But the problem is they don't get here till 2. Like, they're on the podium at 2, so probably not. But if I can, I'm trying.
I will say this: with Alabama and Texas on the docket, with Florida having the hardest schedule and Billy Napier's seat being so hot, I feel like Mississippi State is going to kind of go largely ignored today. But we might have Jeff Levy on later, right? We got a pretty good shot at it, depending on how the timing and everything works out. And so, prepping for the interview, I wanted to, just reacquaint myself with Jeff Levy's resume.
Yeah.
Bro, he's a pretty perfect fit for Mississippi State. I mean, when you look at the success that Mike Leach had, when you look at the fact that at State, we know this, the great failing of Zach Arnett was thinking, I'm just going to build the same way that Georgia does and play their game and try to beat them at their game, which is just
asinine.
Bat crap crazy. Yes, asinine's a better way of saying it. But, you look at Levy, dude, and he had the number one offense when he was at Southeastern and NIA
Florida,
school
right?
in Florida.
Yeah.
Yes, I thought for a second I was like, line up? No. But he had the number one offense in the country there. He had incredible success with McKenzie Milton and Dylan Gabriel at UCF. He had that great run at Ole Miss with Matt Corral. It's been a lot of different faces, a lot of different places, and he's put together great and then obviously Dylan Gabriel at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
The last couple of years. Now, I don't know how good Blake Shapen can be, but I know he'll get the most out of Blake Shapen. And year one, I mean, I think they got to go to Texas, to UGA, to Tennessee, to Ole Miss. That is awful. But I'm very intrigued to see what Levy can do as a new head coach, because when you read about him, everybody talks about what a relationship builder is. And actually, Venables and who else was it Heupel that he used to work with? Because a couple of the coaches kind of juicing him up yesterday.
Yeah, he was with Venables last year at Oklahoma, UCF with Josh.
Oh yeah, so yeah.
He's a Baylor for a long time, and then all the Art Briles stuff happened. That's how he ends up at Southeastern, NAIA, in Florida.
So that's where he came up. He came up in the Briles.
Well, so do you know his story,
No.
of how? Okay, so he was a good high school football player, really good high school football player, good enough to sign with Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Signs with Oklahoma, and then he has an injury and can't play football. But instead of just going to school, immediately he becomes a student assistant coach on the football team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's a GA as like a freshman in college, basically.
So he went to college to be a coach. Like
Yes.
everybody else plays. He just went straight
So
into
he was at Oklahoma as a student assistant for 4 years. And then I think he went to high school for like 1 year, but then immediately to Baylor under Art Briles, right? And so he learned that entire system. And again, all this stuff happened in Waco, and then he ends up at Southeastern, but quickly goes right back to UCF. And so, yeah, he basically went to school to be a college football head coach.
He's also married to Art Briles' daughter.
Ooh.
That you don't remember?
Tough time for that.
You buried the lead there.
I thought he knew. I thought he knew. Honestly, I thought he knew that.
That's a.
You don't remember he tried to bring Art
awkward
Briles on the sideline to a game at Oklahoma, or was it Ole Miss? Either one of the two, and it was the big hoopla.
That was everyone's concern with the hire. Was like, what's that going to look like? Is he going to slip into the background somewhere?
And I guess you're like, T-Bob, why are you bringing this up? Because we're going to spend all day talking about Alabama. We spend every day all day talking about Alabama here, talking about Texas here. Like, Mississippi State is going to mess up somebody's season. They're going to punch up at some point this year and beat somebody that they shouldn't. And I think it's going to be because of Art Briles' scheme and trying to win in that way as opposed to,
like we use the term, man, that game was drunk. We say that a lot.
Yes.
They're going to have 6 games that are drunk.
Yeah, exactly.
Like in a good way.
Exactly.
Story of my life.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't, Sylvester Combs wasn't giving you drunk games. So
I mean,
for different reasons.
He was
for
a little bit.
different reasons, but I mean,
he beat
these
Alabama
games,
twice.
Oh wow, really?
Shut up.
I know. Shout out.
These
Sly.
games, I think, will be because they're going to be like 47-42.
Yeah, and that's how you're going to have to win. Paul Skeens kicked ass yesterday. The man's just, he really has it all, doesn't he? He's 13 months ago, he was pitching in the College World Series. 13 months ago. And now he just started the All-Star game, put up a scoreless inning. He even got to face Aaron Judge with Soto working that walk. Livy's pumping her fist in the crowd. Like, it's just.
They looked real good on the red carpet.
They look great. They're so young and they're so hot and they're so, like, full of life and vim and vigor. It makes
He's got a natural chill to him.
Yes, dude,
for sure.
It makes me feel old and sad watching how young and happy they are.
Ooh.
But I'm happy for them.
Speaking
Sounds
of
like it.
speaking of being youthful, last night a girl who is 23 years old told me she thought I was close to her age.
Yeah, shout out Bree, dude.
Shout out Bree.
WBRZ.
She thought I was max 26.
Yep,
I
WBRZ,
will
she's 23
take
years
it.
old. And I'll say, I don't
She hit
think,
Matt with the exact age that he is. So he was like, oh, no.
I don't think that she
How old's Matt,
was
41,
buttering
42?
Rivers
42.
up either, to be fair.
No, I don't think so. We were just in the bathroom and we were talking. I said something about my kids, and she was like, wait a minute. How old are you? Gotta love it.
But it was.
Did you get a guess?
Yeah, 33.
Okay, Jesus year.
That's what
Big
I
year
said.
That's
for
what
you.
he said.
That's what I said, dude. Hell yeah. And then you know what else Skeens got to do yesterday? He got to meet Bob Uecker, who looks fantastic. I randomly this morning in the shower
One hit.
watched a
One god dang hit. That's all we got.
I watched a Tom Rinaldi Bob Uecker segment, and it was fantastic. I mean, you know Tom. Tom's just gonna really get inside your guts and just make
Pull
you
the
feel.
heartstrings,
Yeah. And Uecker, 90 years old, looks incredible. Still working, still grinding, kicking ass,
Not surprised.
telling stories about teaching Hank Aaron to bat, and then Hank Aaron telling stories about how he just ignored everything Uecker told him. It was. Skeens is the man. Congratulations to Paul Skeens, kicking ass at the All-Star game last night. Now, things we will get to next. There's we ignored this yesterday, but I went back and I was listening to a bunch of I was listening to all of the press conferences yesterday when I was going on a little walk through the city, and I want to get into the Brian Kelly Ireland answer a little bit. I think it's interesting for a couple of different reasons. Also, we're going to continue to preview the teams that are going to be here today. Alabama and Kalen DeBoer kicking it off at 10:05. Mississippi State following that up. Florida and then Texas closing it out this afternoon. As always, youtube.com/1045ESPN. If you want to come hang out with us and comment, whatever, in the chat, that's the best way to do so. And a huge thank you to Parrish Roofing and Construction as our 2024 SEC Media Day coverage brought to you by Parrish Roofing and Construction. Go to parrishbuilt.com. Also presented by Red Business Relief Windows. More OTB coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Coleman Roof, colemanroof.com. Coleman Roof and Construction, the most complete roofing company in the entire state, man. And it doesn't matter if you have a giant commercial job for a big building that you're opening or just something residential. You got a leak, right? And the leaks cause water damage on the interior of your home. Well, guess what? Coleman will fix the interior, the drywall, insulation, whatever. They'll fix the leak, and you're going to be shocked at the quality of the work, the speed of the work, the cleanup. I mean, just 5 out of 5. As Dabo would say, you're a 10-star. Hey, Coleman, you're a 10-star in my mind. Okay? Go to colemanroof.com today.
Oh, they could probably bedazzle a football for you, too. Because it is a one-stop shop. Go to the website, colemanroof.com. Like T-Bob said, residential and commercial. No matter what your problem is, they can come in and fix it, because if it's a leak, they can fix a roof, they can fix the interior. Truly a one-stop shop. Go to the website today, colemanroof.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $20,000 off new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $20,000 off the powerful Ram truck. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR. Day 3 from Radio Row at SEC Football Media Days. Alabama, Mississippi State, Florida, Texas, they all take their turns. We'll have it all covered. 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger. 1130 The Tiger.
Hey, Taylor Laundrie, go ahead and get the go ahead and get the Horns Down video ready to go in a second. But before we get to that, Jake, I was thinking a little bit about Blake Baker yesterday. And it's because of Mizzou defensive tackle Christian Williams, who was asked about Blake Baker yesterday. He said that maybe this quote comes from your interview then. But he said that, the Baker absence, what he's feeling more is not that it's on a personal level more than anything, right? Saying, like, quote, you don't necessarily lose plays, you more so lose, like, a brother.
Right.
Yeah. And it just got my thinking because it was so clear that the greatest failing of the Madhouse era was just a complete lack of any sort of connection with the players.
Yeah.
They obviously didn't like him outside looking in, but even talking to people around the building, and his personality just didn't seem to be much there, whereas Baker's just got an overwhelming personality. So you could not have gone in a more opposite direction stylistically, not talking scheme, stylistically going from Madhouse to Blake Baker, and I feel like, I don't know if it's a younger player thing, a new generation thing, but he feels really well suited to making massive strides with this defense. And I know we keep trying to blunt our expectations. We're saying, well, they can be top 50, right?
They can just not suck.
But how about this? When he was at Mizzou, the year before he got there, they were outside the top 100. They were awful.
They were horrid, yeah.
His 2 years there, they were 33rd, both years.
Yeah.
Does Mizzou have more talent than LSU does defensively?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're good, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But, no, I feel like we should expect LSU to be a, top 35 defense at least. We got to bump that up.
Yeah, so, asking Christian about Blake Baker, he had a big smile on his face, and he talked about some of that stuff that you're talking about, and also, how the communication was, and he felt like they had a voice, but not an overpowering voice, but just a voice, and, calls for concern. Hey, Coach, here's what we're seeing.
Yep.
Can we adjust to that? And allows them to have just a voice. And Greg Penn told me earlier this year, he's like, we didn't have that. Because he was with Blake when he was first year, so he knows Blake. He's like, look, we missed that. We weren't allowed to speak up in meetings. And so I think it's going to go a long way. And, yeah, Blake, what he did with that Missouri defense. So Chris Budden went to Missouri, and so, we were doing the show together yesterday. And she was like, you think your defense was embarrassing last year? Missouri was one of the worst in school history.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I think LSU probably was too. But she's like, and then Blake comes in, and it's immediate success, immediate change. Now, I called my guy out for this. Eli's like, yeah, but Blake was great, but third down, explosive offensive runs. We were 83rd in the country.
Hell yeah! and you know that Eli's saying that like a big tongue-in-cheek, finding the one angle to.
He had
he had
four just absurd stats in analytics. So he's like, we're 72nd in that, and
yeah, just try to take him down a notch.
But I can tell, I can tell that it hurt Drink. I forget what his answer was yesterday, and he was talking about having great players back, but when he started talking about losing his defensive staff, I could tell, when something bothers somebody. Well, we never talk
about Peoples, but Peoples apparently, too, is a huge pickup and a huge loss.
And Jake Olsen.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's something that Missouri knew that when they lost that defensive staff, it was going to affect their season, and they had to, try to do the best thing that they could and go hire a coordinator and get a couple transfers in. But, again, you could tell in his voice and demeanor when I asked him the question I'm talking about Eli Drinkwitz now, it hurt him losing all of his defense.
Yeah, and you know, stylistically, I think those two are very similar. We talked about that. But, yeah, I guess after the Mizzou day, my expectations for the LSU defense and belief in Blake Baker has actually gone up even more after hearing them. And, again, if Mizzou could go from outside the top 100 to the 33, why can't LSU? Why can't LSU? And remember, we talked to Brian Kelly a couple days ago, and we asked about which position groups impressed you the most. I was not framing that in my head at all as a D-line question. And he went out of his way to be like, look, we got more than you think there, and we got what we need. And the other thing that I've been thinking about with Brian Kelly, Jake, is for years now he's been hyping year 3.
Oh, yeah.
Even last year when everybody was putting the championship expectations on him.
He did it here.
Yeah, he kept saying, well, I don't know. Yeah, and then his press conference here, he straight up said, like, look, everywhere I've ever been, year 3's been great.
Yeah.
A major step forward. So feeling pretty bullish on our Tigers right now. Texas was maybe we said there's kind of been a lack of headlines in media day so far. This was maybe one of the bigger headlines as you hear from, I forgot his name, the head of the referees. It's on me. But the head referee going through rule changes and whatnot. What do you expect out of the conference this year? Very famously, the Big 12, just really, really with some real beta energy, made horns down a penalty, right? Only for Texas to still leave them because when you're that desperate, the person has no interest in you. Well, the SEC, it seems like horns down is, and it's John McDade. Thank you, Jake.
I was trying to do that like you remember it on your own.
Nah, whatever. It doesn't matter. But the SEC will not make horns out of it. Here's how McDade explained it yesterday.
Talked a lot about that in our officiating group since I've taken over in the 2020 season. And to be unsportsmanlike conduct, I'm asking my officials to use a framework of judgment where the act to be a foul needs to be in one of 3 buckets. It needs to be taunting an opponent, it needs to be a travesty of the game, or it needs to otherwise compromise our ability to manage the game. What's a travesty of the game, right? It's just a phrase. I ask my officials, the act itself needs to be offending to the senses. If you took that act out of a football stadium and did it in a shopping mall or a grocery store, would it offend the senses to a majority of the reasonable people in the area, right? That signal would not, right? You might have some people that share that signal with you if you did that at a grocery store or in a shopping mall, depending where you are. So it's very much we're going to evaluate it in context. I could see a scenario. I want to be very cautious about using hypotheticals, right? But I could see a scenario where an opponent of Texas makes a big play in celebrating with his teammates, possibly going back to the sideline. They're giving the signal. It's not taunting. It's not making a travesty of the game. It's not affecting our ability to manage the game.
And so, look, very clear there. And now
what a travesty.
I do think
travesty of the game.
I do think that the one thing is, if you do it at a player,
yeah.
I do think you could
if
be
you're like
penalized.
standing over the player in their face, for sure.
But if you do it with the homies, it seems like we're all good.
It seems like we're all good.
So, like, Clyde would have been good.
Yeah,
Clyde would have been
Oh, dude, the best
great.
one ever in the end zone when they hit that in slow-mo.
Well,
was that McGee? No, Ed Ingram?
Man.
Was it Ingram that he hit it with?
Maybe, yeah.
I can't remember. Either way,
because
that's
Ed's
one of my
from
favorite
Texas. That'd have made
celebration
sense.
highlights.
Well, I tweeted something about, I was like, if my 5-year-old can handle being tiger baited at every LSU sporting event that they go to, Texas can handle horns down. And when I tell you my mentions are on
that
fire.
tweet from Rivers right now has 160,000 views.
But it's almost
114 retweets.
However many replies there are,
likes, 122 replies.
They are all Texas fans being like, we don't care. We really, really don't care.
Yeah.
Methinks
the lady
Texas doth protest too much.
You've been hanging around T-Bob too
I
much.
know.
I mean, it's the best saying ever.
But it's like I feel good about it because I feel like I keep patting them on their head because I'm like, oh, really? You don't care? Seems like it. You're being really chill about this.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, as you assault my mentions
Just like
the day.
Yeah, like Texas A&M doesn't care about Texas. Like, it has that same kind of vibe. Like, you absolutely do. Like, we all know you do. It's okay. Sure. Like, I don't really like it. That's all you got to say. But, yeah, to act like you don't, like, it bothers you.
They said it's a made up thing that has been perpetuated, and they don't care. They're like, do it all you want. But wasn't there didn't their basketball coach go on some rant about it?
Rodney Terry, yeah.
Like, no, it's
Yes.
obviously not a
Yes.
made-up thing.
It was so
Yeah, Rodney
soft.
Terry. They lost a big game.
Is it to BYU? It doesn't matter.
Maybe.
The point is,
if you just pulled BYU out of your rear end,
and I'm
you're
like,
a big
not
basketball
like,
guy.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Oh man. I think you might be right.
Yeah, BYU asked students to. Oh, that was BYU asking students to remove horns down shirts.
Go
Jeez.
take.
Pathetic, dude. Anyway, the
I mean, bad take on Steph Curry versus white chocolate. Good take here.
I think.
Should we just randomly ask people that walk by?
Yes.
That actually would be funny.
100%. Who's a better
Who's got
ball
better
handler?
handles?
Who's got better handles? Bro, you think these kids are going to know who the hell Jason Williams is? These players, they ain't no freaking
Maybe
way.
if we had like Cam Rising here.
There ain't no. Yeah. Well, he's our age, so that doesn't count. All right, coming up next on Off the Bench, I think we're gonna have Dusty Dvoracek stopping by here pretty soon. Talk a little Oklahoma. We got, we got Greg Sankey coming up at 8 a.m. Brian Hadad to talk a little Mississippi State at 8:15. Marty Smith's gonna be at 9 a.m. And I believe that.
Nice little show.
Might get Jeff Levy as well. So fingers crossed, we will see.
Say,
Coming
Jeff.
up next, how do you feel about going to Ireland, lads? Well, I guess we're going to find out, aren't we? More OTB coming up.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Community Steel Company, communitysteelco.com for all your steel needs. It's right there in Gonzales, man. Best prices, an actual human, live, and local sales team, right, that you can form relationships with, interact with. And if you need purlin, tubing, steel buildings, sheet metal, roof metal, like any accessories, it's all manufactured right there on site. It's quality product. You can go see it for yourself. Like, let's say you're in the market for a steel building. They have them built right there on site. You walk through them, you touch them, see them, you know exactly what you're getting, and you're getting at a significantly better price. And these national guys, they just used to take advantage and jack up the price because you didn't have any options. Go to Community Steel Company, communitysteelco.com.
Yeah, when you go to that website, I tell you every single day, go see them. Because even though it's 7:30, they've already been open for 30 minutes in the showroom. Top right corner of the website, click on Community Steel. Show you exactly where they're located in Gonzales, Louisiana. And if you can't get there today and you're in our listening area throughout Louisiana, pick up the phone, give them a call, 225-647-2020.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we, as farmers, strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756.
Join me for a Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. We are loaded. It's a What If Wednesday. Glenn West joins us to talk about his time at SEC Media Days. Alabama, Mississippi State, Florida, and Texas go from Dallas, and the MLB draft is over. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
It's murder on the dance floor. You better not kill the groove, DJ. Gonna burn this house right down.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Oh, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Dallas SEC Media Days all right along. I believe we have a Kalen DeBoer sighting. As Kalen DeBoer has snuck in to the building. He is hanging out on Mac and Cube right now. I knew when I saw Cubes in the suit, I should have known something was up. We'll talk to Dusty here in a little bit. Okay, hey, Alondra, do you have that Brian Kelly Ireland audio?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay, and sorry, I didn't watch the clip that you put in there. Whichever you think is better. Go ahead and play this, and when you listen to this, guys, because I want to talk about maybe playing Ireland, how awesome that would be, but when you listen to this, check out the Irish lilt. You know, Brian Kelly got so much crap for a family back in the day, but listen to a little Irish lilt when our guy says Ireland.
Well, as an Irish Catholic and somebody that loves to go to Ireland, not to just be at the Temple Bar, but to be in Ireland and the history and the culture of Ireland. I just think from our brand, you know, we've done such a great job with the LSU brand throughout the country. I think the next step for us is international. And I felt the travel there is so clean and easy. Ireland has been such a great destination for other football programs to go and play. Aviva, Cork Stadium, both are great venues. I just think it sets up so easy from my perspective. I'm a huge proponent. I've been pushing our administration, and hopefully we're able to see that come to fruition.
You hear that? Am I crazy?
Yeah. It had a little
Ireland.
A little Gangs
Ireland.
at New York, Leo DiCaprio.
He's got it's a little Gaelic. It's a little. I think we should definitely play in Ireland.
I feel like if you're the Notre Dame head coach, though, you can't just say like we would say Ireland.
Yeah, no. I agree. I'm someone who tries to say like Pakistan and
Ireland.
Iraq and Iran. I like to pronounce things how they should be pronounced.
How we just learned during the Euros.
The what?
Turkey is no longer Turkey.
Oh, yeah, it's Turkey, right?
Yeah.
But so whatever.
Either way. We'll figure it out.
The little lilt was just, I thought, a funny, I thought it was a funny thing. But, yes, please, let's go play in Ireland.
Yeah, because
that would be incredible.
That's a trip that we would likely be on somehow.
Yeah, so maybe I'm selfishly motivated, but also
sure, yeah.
I think it'd be cool, man. Look, everything in this business is about like building your brand, getting in front of many eyeballs as you can, right? And Josh Heupel actually talked about this at his press conference. He was like, look, we feel that the success of Tennessee sports overall right now has helped us because the Tennessee logo is in front of recruits 24/7 year-round as they're having success. And, well, if you play week 0 in Ireland, get a good matchup, it'd be so much fun. Plus, I mean, again, maybe I'm just completely selfishly motivated here, because I want to go get drunk with a bunch of Irish people and watch football. Dusty, ready? Yeah, come on.
Yeah, we're on air, but come on.
Come on by.
This year, Florida State, Georgia Tech. So it doesn't have to be Notre Dame. You know, it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be an Irish Catholic
although,
school.
I mean, Boston College, Boston. Sure, it makes sense. But LSU could play.
Look, we got huge
Notre
Catholic
Dame.
representation here in Louisiana.
Yeah.
We're good to go. Come sit right in between us. Get a little sandwich. Get a little OTB sandwich.
It's a lot of turtle back here on set between us three.
One of the greatest defensive linemen to ever play at Oklahoma. A psychopath back in the day, now very clean cut. Get to all of it.
I think we found out his NCAA rating last night at dinner, and I believe Dusty.
Here, Dusty, you can sit right here. Come sandwich.
I believe Dusty was a 96.
A 96?
And an impact player on defense for Oklahoma.
Damn.
As a defensive tackle. Now, I didn't vet this information, but I trust Dusty. 96 NCAA rating, you?
90-something, my bad. There we go.
96, you got me now?
Yeah, so
96.
Tony Skaggs finally found mine, 91. I made it in the 90s.
92.
So, yeah.
92. Show the
Told you.
tats. Show the tats. So you wouldn't guess
Tell
it
him where you got
now.
that one.
Oh, Shreveport, Louisiana.
Yeah, 3-1
yeah,
great,
18
baby.
years old, Shreveport, Louisiana, home
you
of the
doing?
great Jacob Hester.
What were you doing in Shreveport at 18 years old?
My roommate, who went to Evangel Christian.
Yeah.
Yep, shout out Evangel.
Yeah.
Brent Rawls, one of the players that could have been but never was. I was there for summertime. You know, you get there that first summer.
Yeah.
I think I'd been through summer workouts, not even like 3 weeks, and I'm like, I want to get a tat. And so it's like, let's go to Shreveport. So went back with him, and we got inked up, baby.
So
So oddly enough,
I want to get a tattoo. We have to go to Shreveport. Yeah, okay, absolutely.
Oddly enough, like, I go to one of my friend's house, and he had an older brother who was Dusty's class, and he played at LSU, but him and Brent were best friends, and I met Dusty when I was in high school, you know, not knowing Dusty, knowing who he was, but, I mean, I think you had long hair at the time already. You were starting the process
Just
of
starting the
growing it
process,
out, but it's
yeah.
wild, like, how life is. Like, I just met him randomly at somebody's house that he was back with, and now we get a chance to do radio together.
To be a badass white defensive tackle, do you have to be a little throwed off?
Probably.
Can you be? I mean, I guess Kyle Williams would maybe be the opposite.
No, Kyle.
No, he was thrown off mentally, but I'm saying, but he always looked like very unassuming. No, he always looked like very unassuming and normal, kind of like a chubby white guy. Only he was like one of the baddest dudes on the planet.
Dude could rush the passer so well.
Yeah, it was insane.
He had, I mean, I'm sure you guys saw me doing the hula hoop down there.
We
with
did.
Burns and Doring. His hips and his hands, so good, that Kyle Williams.
Well, you obviously were no slouch either. Dusty, an Oklahoma legend. My Uber driver last night wouldn't shut up about you on the way home. I forgot, I didn't put in, like, don't talk or whatever, because I like talking to the Uber drivers. I like riding in the front, to be honest.
I ride in the front, too.
I feel weird. I feel like sometimes they're riding in the back. Now, if I'm in a mood or
Probably
I'm tired,
because you are pretty tall and big.
That's the other part of it,
well,
too.
but also it's like, they're not my, like, personal chauffeur.
Yeah,
and so,
Yeah,
now,
you're in a Honda
sometimes-
Civic. I mean,
Sometimes I can freak people out, I think. If it's just you and you hop in the front, they don't always like that. But
Have you ever pulled that?
I have not. If it's just me, I'm always going to the back.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about solo.
Okay.
Sometimes
All right.
I'll
Oh,
hop
wow.
in the front as well. Yeah, just get the
That's
chat
an
up a little
aggressive.
bit.
That's an aggressive move.
Probably is a little aggressive. It's
You
not.
might freak out the Uber driver a little bit.
It's not unlike going into a theater that's mostly empty and then sitting right next to the person. You're like, bro, what? Like, what do you?
so if us three,
now
if us three
concerned.
go to the movies, right, and there's 3 seats together, are we sitting by each other?
In the new age seats, I would say yes. In old theater seats, no. I'd want a seat between.
Yeah, seat between.
Seat between.
Yeah.
I'm seat by guy.
Not because of,
But you're, dude, you were a bigger running back. But, I mean, come on, we're beefy.
Yeah, I get it.
You know, shoulders a little bit wider. It's tough, man.
And to be
You need
clear,
space.
it's not about I don't mind cuddling or the physical touch or anything of it. You want to be a little comfortable. I don't want to be tight. I want to be a little comfortable.
I can cuddle. Just don't place your hand on my inner thigh, please.
Yeah.
Look, just
that's
reach
a
into
step
this
too
popcorn
far.
bucket. I've got a surprise for you at the bottom.
You got some cheese down there? got some cheese?
I'm just putting this together real quick. Let's have an LSU tie. Were you teammates with Craig Stelz?
Oh,
In
that's
Chicago?
my man.
Oh,
great. I mean,
That is actually somehow a perfect Craig Stelz
my man
impression.
Craig. I mean, I love that guy. So this is
War Daddy.
Craig used to hunt at Hallis Hall.
I've always held this story back.
He's an
Thank God you're
avid
gonna
deer
tell it.
hunter.
Yeah.
He's an avid deer hunter. And so our facility was like right in the middle of a
Ton of
forest.
woods. Yeah, I worked out there. Yeah.
Yeah, so all around the facility is this forest. And I don't know who Craig got permission from, but Craig would hunt.
No, he didn't.
He didn't.
He never got permission.
Was that what happened?
See,
You just broke the story, but
the real Louisiana redneck in him.
statute of limitations. Keep going, please.
I mean, I remember we knew that there were deer and stuff.
Yeah.
And then one day, Craig was telling me how he shot a deer there. I was like, "You did what?"
Yeah. Yes.
Like
Highly
bow hunting,
highly illegal.
And obviously, with a bow, I mean, it's not gonna make a sound. Like you can just sneak in, get you a deer, sneak out. I always thought he had permission. He never mentioned that was.
I love this. So
that was he just gone rogue.
He got one day, right?
Oh, I remember.
And he said it was probably too dark, like sun hadn't come up yet, and so he was trying to track it. Can't find it. The sun's about to come up. As the sun's like coming up, and you can start to really see. He sees it on the very edge of the practice field.
No.
Yes, this dead deer that he's gotten with a bow. He said he just panicked and he goes and drags it into the woods.
Oh my!
So
if that ain't
nobody else sees
Louisiana,
it.
I don't know what is.
How
boys.
about him? He can't get it out of him. He's up in Chicago area hunting with a bow.
So right around the facility, we had an issue with people hitting deer. So if anything,
he was helping just controlling the population.
That's what he's doing. I mean, he's looking out for his fellow man. What a good person.
Great guy.
And he is
That's my college roommate. He's
I think
the
somebody, I saw something on social. He turned like 39 recently, and somehow I got tagged in it, and I gave it a like, and I love that dude.
Yeah.
We used
38, May 7th, because I'm May 8th. He's May 7th.
We had so it was Stelzy, and then we had another linebacker. It was a friend of ours from Oregon State. We had this huge debate, and Stelz kind of started it a little bit, but they swore it was a debate. Could you kill a mountain lion if you had a stick and a rock?
Interesting.
Now, mind you, I was at the time 308, long hair, complete Neanderthal.
Yes, in the best way possible.
Absolutely. Nipple ring. I mean, the whole deal.
Yeah.
Nipple ring's the real thrown off detail.
That's when you know that something
cracked. Yeah,
I don't know.
Something cracked in the brain.
And I don't know if I truly believed at the time, and I still believe at that time, that mountain lion would have had hell. I mean, because to me,
I'm trying to tell this dude all the
it's
time.
a spear.
It's a
spear.
Okay, relax.
It's a spear, right? Not just a stick. That's what I tell him. Like, I ain't telling no stick.
Right.
We're talking about a spear.
Yeah.
And I mean like a rock, like good size. I could just bash a skull.
Right on the skull.
Yeah.
And like just yell at the mountain lion because you're a human. Like,
that's right.
Just like out alpha.
And again, and the whole thing was that I would survive.
Right.
That I'm walking away.
Yeah.
That mountain lion isn't going to do what Stelz did to that deer.
I agree.
I'm getting out of there.
We are man. Why is it titled most
So
dangerous?
Stelz didn't think he could get it done?
Stelz didn't think I could. No, he thought the mountain lion would chew me up and kill me.
It's a little surprising.
I know.
I
Right?
have faith in you.
Right?
Like
Me too.
I knew you then. I mean, maybe even now, but certainly then.
I don't know about now. I'm 40s. I'm old. I got kids. Do you guys want to talk any SEC? Like, this is my first time here. It's my first time on your show, by the way.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
excited
true.
to be here.
Because you're on.
I do a show the same time as you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, you're an hour earlier. That's how sometimes when I'm on y'all's show, I'm driving into this show.
Okay, so what do you guys are 7 to 10?
7 to 10 Central, yeah.
I'm 5 to 8. God, what I would give for 7 to 10.
So
Y'all need a third co-host?
Yeah, he was out. He was
5
out
to
like
8 is
a couple of months
that's
ago.
rough.
He was out, and me and Budden did their show, and I was
Oh,
like,
I remember that. You were hurting.
I was like, this is early.
Ain't nothing nice about that.
And everyone's like, oh, have you gotten accustomed to the 4:20 alarm? Never, do you?
No.
And you never get accustomed to it. It's been a year, and I'm still waiting.
I've been doing. I wake up at like 4:50 for about 7 years now. I think I finally am starting to kind of hit it. Okay, here's my SC question. Is what do you maybe react to this take that I've crafted here?
Okay.
To me, Oklahoma. While I was being kind of a hater earlier, I'm getting more bullish the more I think about them. But they are the arbiter of the playoffs for the SEC. Think about all the borderline teams.
Yeah.
Your Ole Miss, LSU, Tennessee, Mizzou. What do they all have in common? Everybody plays Oklahoma. And so if you're thinking that they're all in that 9-3 range, it's probably the teams that beat Oklahoma that will manage to go 10-2 and then potentially make the playoffs. Or am I way off, and should Oklahoma be in that crew themselves?
Well, if Oklahoma goes 9-3, they're going to have a strong case for the playoff.
Yeah, because their schedule.
That'll be as good a 9-3 as just about anybody not named Florida. I think I said similar to that yesterday. We popped the graphic, and from October 26 home, those last 4 SEC games, they're going to likely that's going to determine playoff spots.
That's what I'm saying. Like Oklahoma will shape it.
I think it's an excellent take. It's a take that I share, and I think, boy, what a welcome to the SEC schedule the Sooners got. And interesting. I am curious as someone who's lost the national championship to LSU. We're getting the cough. I know radio sound. Shut him up. We got to go. I'll be intrigued. That final game, I don't think it's out of the realm that LSU-Oklahoma game, which I do expect to be at night in Death Valley, to have playoff implications. I could easily see Oklahoma being 8-3.
Yeah.
I could see LSU being like a 9-2. I told him this last night. I'm high on LSU.
Yeah.
I did the spring game. If that defense, everyone says this, so this is very cliche, but if the defense can be top 50.
Which they should be. I mean, Blake Baker made Mizzou from outside the top 100 to 33.
By a second year. But if Harold Perkins is too good, right? I like the Weeks brothers. Like, they got some players. If they can just be average, not be good, average. Yeah. I think Garrett Nussmeier, my chips are all on him. I think he is a freaking stud. And that offensive line, dude, they're going to road grade people. They're going to run more gap scheme stuff. They're going to be hitting it downhill. Yeah. And Kyron Lacey's going to blow up this year. They're going to be good.
Yeah. If only we had a Dvoracek. Then we'd be feeling really good.
Because we had a Dvoracek right
now. Well, apparently, LSU's gone, right? Is Brian Kelly listening to your show?
No,
apparently they don't buy players.
All right. Hold on. We gotta go. We gotta get a break. I love you. Not because of that. We both my producers yelling at me.
Great to see you, boys.
We got more OTB. Dusty, thank you so much, man.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's up, y'all? All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge. Go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge today. The minivan's so nice, I bought it twice. I love my All-Star Toyota Sienna. If you want to join me in the MVG, that's the minivan gang, y'all. You can do so, right, at the best price. Whether you're buying, and maybe you get a Toyota certified used vehicle, you still get that excellent warranty coverage. If you need a service center, a body shop, all makes and models welcome. Doesn't have to be Toyota or from All-Star. Look, just go see them, man. Go see them, see what they can offer you, or go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com and start to explore all the deals that are on offer. Remember, military members, recent graduates, we always are there to help you out as well. Thank you, military members, for your service. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, allstartoyota of BatonRouge.com.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com. Oh, by the way, we do shutters too.
Érase una vez un Infinity, diseñado para despertar tu imaginación y desafiarte a soñar, con 3 lujosas filas de asientos. El totalmente nuevo Infinity QX80 de 3 filas.
Hey, it's Matt Moscone. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Brack, your #1 park system in the nation.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, Day 3 from Radio Row at SEC Football Media Days. Alabama, Mississippi State, Florida, Texas, they all take their turns. We'll have it all covered. 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Okay, relax, guys. Everybody's mad at me saying 30-second segment, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we had a guest.
Yeah.
We had Dusty Dvoracek.
Dvoracek.
What do you want us to do, dude? He's a legend.
I mean, he finally got that Craig Stelch story out there that I've been holding back for a decade.
Yeah, and I mean, again, but yes, it's not the norm. We've been better. I guess I'm just being defensive at this point, actually. I'm being like Texas. I'm being like Texas with horns down.
You are.
I apologize, though, because check it out, guys. Stick with us because we got the commish, Greg Sankey, kicking off hour number 2. So it's going to be worth just a couple of minutes away. Go grab yourself a little coffee and lock in for hour 2 of OTB. Commissioner Greg Sankey kicking it off here on 104.5 ESPN.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to AggiTemp in Baton Rouge, AggiTempBR.com, AggiTempBR.com. You go to AggiTemp in Baton Rouge today for all your AC heating and electrical needs, man. You're going to get that service to the highest degree. And as always, too, that is not lip service, okay? They walk the walk. And the reviews really speak to that, right? And the only way that you're ever going to probably fully believe me, because you know, I get how this works, is if you use them. So I'm just telling you, man, next time you need anything AC, heating, electrical, you want to get a whole home generator put in, work with AggiTemp, and then you're going to see how right I am. Okay, they're going to blow you away. AggiTemp Baton Rouge.
Yeah, go to that website, schedule that appointment today. Chances are they're going to come out to your house today, and you're going to know exactly who is coming out to your home. They're going to send you a profile of who is coming into your home, a little bit about that person. You're going to get a picture of that person, so you're going to know exactly, you know, what they've done in their past, what they can do for you. You're going to feel real safe about who's coming to work on your home. And also, I mean, check out the reviews. The internet hates everything, but it loves AggiTemp, AggiTempBR.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off F-150. $10,000 off the new 2024 Ford F-150. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Wednesday, July 17th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect cloudy skies with a high of 91. In hour 2 of today's show, SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey is on the show at 8 a.m. Then a little bit later, we'll be joined by Brian Hadad. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from Dallas, Texas at the 2024 SEC Media Days, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, welcome in. Hour number 2 of OTB. We are here at SEC Media Days, and we are with probably, I know he doesn't want to be painted this way, but the most powerful man in all of college football. That is SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey.
Talking about in the weight room, right?
Commish, yes. Yeah, how much do you bench, Commish? Come on, dude. 225, where are we at now? Wait, Ribs, are we good? Talking? Let me see. Is that mic working? All right, we'll dive right in here. Coach, or
there's a lot of pounds. He said. I heard it.
Okay. Commish, wait, hold on. I don't think our mic's working. Jake, you wanna pass off there? Thank you. Sorry about that.
Okay. So
off to a banner start here.
I'll hand off the headset.
Yeah, Jake's usually to get it. That's one of the first times we ever handed it off as opposed to receiving. Commish, one of my favorite parts of these press conferences so far has been the little fun facts and anecdotes that you have about each coach at the beginning of, it's like you give the resume and then you humanize him a bit and then you introduce him. What is the process behind finding the fun facts?
I have a list. In fact, I have a list for each of our coaches today that I will go over in the morning, and it's a bit sterile. It's, they've won this many games.
Yep.
And you hope that they give something on their own that's interesting. And I think you want to make a connection with the audience to humanize both myself and then our head coaches. And I try to think of something that won't get me in trouble. Sometimes I ask permission, sometimes I don't. Like with Lane, I know Lane well enough. He and I did have a conversation. I said, "How do you want me to handle?"
Well, you handled Monty excellently.
Yeah,
I think that was very shrewd and thoughtful.
Well,
tactful.
and I give Lane credit because he said, I want to honor him. I want to tell a story, but I don't think I can walk through a set of questions. So if you could ask him that, but I saw this thing about
pickleball league stuff was
right?
so good.
I saw pickleball. He sent me pictures from fishing trips. And, well, the like he was in a hot yoga room. Like, you're not supposed to have your phone in the hot yoga room. This was last fall at some point. And I'm like, wow, he's never cared enough to send me a pickleball picture.
The now, what is it? Do you ever? I mean, you're so in it all the time, right? That you're probably so present that you don't really have much time to just like reflect. But I keep calling this year of college football really the 2020 forging. It is the reforging of the sport as we know it. And it keeps coming. Even now, down to in-helmet communication, iPads on the sideline, which I think we would have all loved to have back in the day. But just everything top to bottom. And you've really been at the center of this vortex. What is that? What does that mean to you as someone who grew up loving college football that now you've been so kind of integral to this reforging?
First time I ever attended what I'll call a major college football game, which I'm not, this is by scale at the time, was brand new Carrier Dome. It was Navy and Syracuse. It was a 6-3 game.
Be still my
Navy,
beating
Syracuse,
heart.
Carrier Dome, 6-3.
Be still my heart.
And Syracuse lost. And to think to be kind of in the middle of it. Later on, I was at a Carrier Dome game. Syracuse beat Nebraska. Nebraska was number 1 and was part of rushing the field, which you shouldn't do.
yeah, that's right.
And then to be in the middle of what is historic change is giving me gray hair. In fact, one of our former ADs said, well, you got a lot of gray hair right now. I think around some of these key issues, people have come together. I think we still have work to do on others, but your description's spot on. I mean, it is a real time of transformational change, whether it's that structure within the game and the use of technology, which I think will continue in the efforts to support the game, or what's happening around the game to change the support provided to young people. And, we've got work to do to get it right.
Commish, I always appreciate that you're going to take a look at something and not overreact and not do it too quickly. Private equity, super conference, all these things, people are like, we got to have it, we got to have it. You're like, hold up, wait a minute. We got to take a look at all the things that comes with, and we got to take a look at where we're at right now, because so many people just want it right now, and they think that that's the best way to do it. And I appreciate the fact that you're not jumping into that. Like, what goes into the thought process when you hear people talking about all those other things?
The private equity outreach first came to me just about a year ago, and we had a nice sit down with an international group, and it was fascinating. But at the end, you ask, okay, how does this intersect with what we do?
Right.
And I think there were a lot more questions that day than answers. And since that time, I've had any number of meetings in the double digits, and these are major firms. And a lot of them are sounding boards. I mean, they're really bright people. They look at things from a whole different perspective, which I think is the asset. Not just the jumping in and thinking, well, here's our solution.
Right.
The essence of my observations are there's not a situation confronting college athletics that we don't have the ability to shape and control. We may not control everything, but we can make decisions about dealing with the litigation. We could collectively go to Washington, D.C. as there are 120 plus FBS members. How about all 120 line up rather than, a few of us in this conversation? The young people, you think about the COVID year when others were starting to shut down and Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields said, hey, we want to play. They changed the tide. And we've got a student-athlete group coming in to visit with us. And I'm not making stuff up. They don't like this patchwork of state laws. Like, I got to figure out how many different rules, and then when I play a game, I don't know if they're facing the same things I am, that they're like saying to us, that's not reasonable.
Yeah.
They can step up and make these points. And so I think all of these solutions are integrated through college athletics, and I don't want to see us just give up control because it seems like, oh, well, there's a solution. What it is an idea. That doesn't mean it's a solution.
Right.
One of my favorite things to do, I'm a big biography reader, and I love seeing how different people kind of problem solve. And it's one of the reasons why I love Kirby Smart's press conferences so much, is he's always got something going on, whether it's like studying the All Blacks or talked about the skull sessions with Nike this year and their story and everything. I know you're an avid reader. What is your process like? Because like we said, it's transformational. By definition, there's no blueprint for this stuff. So you are having to navigate the unknown. What is your process like to try to find those answers?
Well, if you walk in our back door from our parking garage, back door into our office, speaking of the All Blacks, one of the signs you'll see is a quote from the book Legacy, which says champions do extra. And so first of all, understand the expectations. It's not like champions do more. I think it's a great description.
Yeah.
Champions do extra. Right below that, you'll see, right above that, you'll see a sign that says problems yield to effort. And so that becomes the foundation. And that's, I had heard President Clinton, this is nonpartisan observation, speak in 2000. And I wrote that note down because I think that describes where we are. And when you think about the Wayne Gretzky quote, you have to skate to where the puck is going, not where it's been.
Yep.
So that forms we need to be thinking ahead. We need to make sure we're applying a level of work to it, and the expectations here are greater. So as I think about process, that's the framework for the process. Now, as you get into the details, there's so much more happening around me. Like, I have a conference call with presidents and chancellors tomorrow. I'm like full throttle here.
Yeah.
And so I've had to rely on staff. I kind of identified the big issues. They prepare the agenda. I've got to work on some notes tonight. I rely more on the people around me, which I think makes them better at what they do. When you get into the decision making, I take all kinds of input. I'm very different than my predecessor, that I want you to tell me what you think, and I don't need you to tell me the problem, and I don't need 1,000 options. I need the 4 or 5 possibilities that help resolve the problem, so that we can refine and pursue those. And
it's very interesting.
I think that's a description of an approach.
Yeah, that's what, like, FDR was always known for. You could present him with it, and he would just cut the fat. He would get to, like, the core of it.
So the time pressures on me has probably made me less gracious and more impatient to say, okay, I need the why, but I need the why in a focused way. And then if there's not a why, if there's not a rationale that's cogent, that makes sense, we need to move on. And I don't need 50 solutions so I can narrow them to 40. I need you to do the advanced work to take the 50 down to 4 or 5, and then we can really dig in.
I do want to ask you how it feels for Texas and Oklahoma to be officially official. We were together down in Destin for spring meetings. They were there, but it wasn't quite technically official then. The scenes from Austin and Norman looked fantastic. The welcome parties looked great. Peter Burns hadn't stopped talking about being in Austin, and so y'all did it the right way. Love seeing that. But, like, how does it feel now that they're here? We're in the state of Texas. Obviously, that means a lot to Texas and Oklahoma being in Dallas, playing that game in the Cotton Bowl. How does it feel to now have them officially in the league?
It is about time. It's like the longest lead-in from announcement to
I'll never forget that day in Hoover. I know you won't either. I mean, everybody was just running in circles.
I was on with 2. So Matt Moscona was one who I think it happened right after, and then I was with the right before group. Like, I remember 3 years ago. I remember because I was walking down Radio Row and pursuing them. I'm like, Brett, I'm not having this conversation. You knew it could get out because we had widened the circles.
Right.
Because the reality was upon us. And the events in both cities were fun. They were both different. I've spoken the notion of being the last individual speaking before Pitbull appears, and there's tens of thousands of people there to not hear me. But dear Pitbull, I've got this script I want to say and thank people, and I realized pretty quickly I just need to say it's great to be here, welcome, and get out of the way.
Thank you for coming out. God bless you. Good night.
And that was I gave him the option, and the biggest cheer was, hey, you need to get the heck out of Dodge. Let Pitbull go.
That is awesome.
But it has been a while. It's allowed us to prepare. I think it's kind of normalized it. Yep, they've been around. They haven't been members exactly, but both presidents have been in the last year's full of meetings, fully active, the ADs.
The ADs are great.
We brought all the coaches in a year in advance as part of the transition program, so we're very familiar. And then the effort to be in Dallas was an effort we made back in 2018. The logistics didn't work out. We put it aside as we had some other commitments. Then we had COVID. And then when we came out of COVID is when this expansion opportunity was real. So that made this the right place whenever the year of entry took place.
All right, so I got to ask you real quick. I want to get a little shout-out for an LSU guy that you saw pitch last night. You're a big baseball guy, play college baseball. How did it feel to see an SEC guy, one of your guys you saw in Omaha last year, start the All-Star game? Of course, you're talking about Paul Skeens.
So I ended up at the home run derby, and he was sitting in front of us.
Yeah.
I was in the third base dugout with T-Mobile, was one of our great sponsors. Nice. And I'm like, I respect guys. You guys have been there.
Yeah.
Like people talking to you. But he was relaxed. So I said, hey, Paul, I'm Greg Sankey, Commissioner of the Southeastern Conference. I said, I was giving you a trophy, I think, last time.
This time last year.
And there was a debate behind him about when he pitched in Omaha, and I said he didn't pitch in the championship series because, remember, there were 2 big scores, and Jay had said to me, I didn't know what the fan base was going to do. I said, you did not pitch that championship series in Omaha. He said, no, I could have, but the way it played out, we didn't. And I said, but you pitch in Omaha. He said, yeah, I pitched like crap.
He was scoreless against Wake Forest.
In Hoover, I mean.
Hoover.
Yeah.
He did. That was like his one bad outing
ever. But
of course he remembers that.
That's the spirit of the competitor. So it was great to see that to have the visit and to have a conversation. And I said, was it a good experience?
Right.
And I said this in my remarks. I said, so many times I'll have a conversation with somebody who's in the NFL in season, and they might be back on an off day. And I was like, why are you here? Like, this became home. This is home. So, Paul goes back to Baton Rouge to train, he told me, and he said it was a great experience at LSU. And that's like all the good that's there, like all of the criticism. Nothing is perfect in life, right? But that's just an indication of how well things are done in college sports, and good for Paul. It's fun to watch.
Especially in this conference, Commish, for sure.
Yeah. And pick up the ball in the All-Star game as a starter, as a rookie.
God.
And who knows, we'll probably have, an 8th SEC team win the Natty next year? Or 7th? Just a new guy. Who's up next? Commish, can't thank you enough. It's going to be an incredible year of football. Expanded playoff, more hope out there than there's ever been before. Excitement. Thank you for taking the time.
Thanks,
I know
guys.
you're incredibly busy.
Appreciate you being
Thanks,
here.
Commissioner.
All right, coming up next here on OTB, we got Brian Hadad from Super Talk Sports in Mississippi. Going to talk a little Mississippi State as we continue on here live, SEC Media Days in Dallas. Day 3.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to getgordon.com. Getgordon.com. If you need somebody's going to fight for you, get you what you deserve, you get in an accident, you can go to the website. On the website, you can see testimonials and past results from satisfied clients. You can also you can fill out a consult form right there. They'll get in touch with you immediately. They're going to take care of you. You can also just call 225-888-8888, right? All the 8s all the time. But it's not just about what Gordon can do for you. It's about what he's been doing for LSU athletics, the G team. That's right. A lot of your favorite athletes able to thrive, able to stay at LSU. Why? Because of NIL. And a lot of that is because of Gordon McKernan, injury attorney. So follow them on social media at Get Gordon. See a lot of great content with your favorite athletes. And if you need somebody who's going to fight for you, get Gordon, getgordon.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $20,000 off new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $20,000 off the powerful Ram truck. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Rev Business is here to connect your company beyond your storefront. We're here to power your passion, improve your communication, and link you to your customers with the services you need and the local support you deserve. Bag
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we ask for.
Join me for a Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. We are loaded. It's a What If Wednesday. Glenn West joins us to talk about his time at SEC Media Days. Alabama, Mississippi State, Florida, and Texas go from Dallas, and the MLB draft is over. Hunt Palmer Show 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger. The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Remember, our coverage of SEC Media Days brought to you by Parrish Construction and Roofing. Visit parrishbuilt.com. Also presented by Rev Business and Relief Windows. Brian Hadad, what's up, brother? What's going on, man? How we doing today?
I'm not a fan of T-Bob, the male model. I like my T-Bob Hebert as chunky and unkept as possible. I mean, you look like you're right out of the DXL catalog.
Well, look, man, I could say the same for you. I mean, we were talking about it, dude. Just a couple of former fatties just chopping it up, dude.
Some of us are still fatties. We're working on it.
Hey, whoa. I used to play nose guard back in the day.
Yeah, that's true.
I played nose guard back in the day in high school. I was 253.
Yeah, bro, but have you lost like 90 pounds? Yeah. No, okay. So get on Brian's
like
level.
40.
Let's go. Right. Legend right here. Host Super Talk Sports Talk Mississippi Monday through Friday in the afternoon. It's a great show. It was very fun going on there. Mississippi State, man. And we opened the show actually talking about State. Because, look, everybody's going to talk about Alabama. Kalen Bohr is going. You can see the ripple of energy past him. Everybody's got. He's going to be talking about Texas. Mississippi State may get a little buried in the weeds today, but I really like the Lebby hire. I was, knowing that we might interview him today, I'm just like doing some research, kind of reacquainting myself with his career. And no matter where he has been, he has had overwhelming offensive success. Like not just like pretty good, like it didn't matter what level, what school, what quarterback. We're talking top 10 every single outing. What's been the early returns on Chapin and Lebby, and where's the kind of local expectation at for what's going to happen this fall?
I think Mississippi State fans need to look at this season sort of qualitatively instead of quantitatively. You know, if they get to 6 wins and they go to a bowl game, that's outstanding. That is fantastic. But as you mentioned with Lebby, the guy is the offensive guru. He's the guy who you hire him to put points on the board. You know, you're going to lose some games, but you're going to lose 42-40 instead of 10-7 or whatever State was doing a season ago. God, so they want.
Arnett was so bad.
How'd they get 7? Pick 6?
Somebody fumbled into the end zone and got lucky and fell on it. So it's about being better offensively at a level that State has never been at. You guys know that. Mississippi State has always been a team that run the ball, play defense, and grind it out and try to find a win. Now Mississippi State wants to be a team that can light up the scoreboard, and they'll lose some games because defensively they have a lot of question marks. But I think talent-wise they have enough to be good offensively. I don't know about great. I don't know if he can be what he was when he was calling plays at Ole Miss or last year at Oklahoma. Yeah. But they've got some good pieces on offense, and they should be able to score.
I mean, but Brian, when Mississippi State, at least in the last couple of years, when they've had their best teams, it's been with innovative offense, with Dan Mullen, with Coach Leach. that is how their blueprint of success has been. And so
you got to. They got to win with scheme.
For me, is go out there and win with scheme, and I think that's what you're getting with Jeff Levy. Like Zach Arnett was a complete – T-Bob says this all the time. It's perfect masterclass of how to screw it up.
Yeah.
Right? But you bring in a coach. He's not Mike Leach. He's a little bit different. He's going to do a lot of things in the run game that Leach doesn't do. But still, there's an excitement of his football. So, like, to your point – you might lose some 47-40s, but you know what you're going to have? Everybody keep their ass in the seat for all 4 quarters and be excited about Mississippi State football.
The comparison I've been making a lot over this offseason is to 2020 Ole Miss, to Kiffin's first year at Ole Miss.
Probably a good comp. Yeah.
That was the worst defense in college football.
Yeah, they were awful.
They were awful.
We know bad defense now.
I know. You guys, I can't believe it.
Keyshawn Boutte had over 300 yards alone in that final SEC game.
But between the hashes too.
And they
played Alabama and they lost 63-48. In a game that neither team could stop the other. And their fans left the stadium and they were like, "This is great.
Yeah.
We can compete again." And I think for Mississippi State, they don't play Alabama this year, but they play Texas. Week
brutal
4.
road schedule.
The road schedule is awful.
It's unbelievable.
But if they go to Texas, they're going to lose. But if they go to Texas and they lose 47-35, you're going to walk out of it going, okay, when we get some pieces in here, we're going to be okay.
And you also know that you're going to catch somebody too.
You hope.
No, I think you will.
I think
with that style, you're going to catch somebody.
I think Mississippi State's catching at least one team on the chin.
Can we make it at the very end of the season?
No.
No, we can't have that one?
No.
I can't have that one, T-Bob?
Why can't he have the Egg Bowl?
Why can't I have that one?
We don't play them anymore. Not this year.
Not you.
I thought you were talking about LSU.
We don't play LSU.
That
bums me out, dude.
Are LSU not playing State or Auburn?
This is why.
That's our most played opponent in school history.
Alabama and LSU fans are like, we're so bummed they're not playing Mississippi State. Because you always won.
Okay, there might have been an 18-year win streak in there, but still.
It was 21.
Okay.
Get it straight.
Oh, God, I thought it was 18 too.
I think it was 21. No, it was 20. It was 21 out of 22. I always said Rod Gibson was the one in 21-1.
Whatever, Brian. I have a bone to pick with you.
Oh,
because we had you on right at the start of SEC play to talk baseball, and you're sitting here playing possum oh my God, dude! I don't know. This state team's pretty bad.
No idea. They made me eat a lot of crow.
Yeah, and then they end up going 17-13 in the SEC. Should have been a host. Ridiculous that they weren't.
I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm wrong.
And then next thing you know, I'm all sad and upset after putting so much into opening weekend. Yeah, screw you.
My bad.
I think I was out that day, and I remember you being sad about it.
I thought we were going to just roll that weekend.
Oh, I set him up, and I was just like, "Oh, they're terrible. They might not score a run." And he's just like, "Okay, great."
I was so fired up. And then
Sunday, he's tweeting at me. He was like, "You sandbagged me,
sandbagging son of a gun."
I know. I'm sorry.
Fun season in the Dude, though, huh?
It was. It had some ups and downs, but it was fun. And, you saw yesterday 11 players total drafted off of that team.
Wow. Oh, wow.
More than anybody else in the country.
What?
Can't believe they didn't host.
That's still,
And, I'm a giant.
Why would you not host at the Dude, too? I don't know, whatever.
Well, you're expecting the NCAA to do something smart.
Yeah. And Dakota Jordan, I'm a big Giants fan, so getting him in the 4th round.
Wait. How do you become a Giants fan?
Will Clark.
Okay.
Baton Rouge. That was the correct answer.
Yeah.
Baton Rouge. Mississippi State is where
I know, but
Baton Rouge.
Hey, you know what else?
What?
Shreveport Captains used to be the AA affiliate for the Giants. Yeah.
So, all right, there's my guy. I guess I got.
All right, you got to go.
Yeah,
you got to go.
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, I was about to say.
Jeff Levy just walked past us. I'm on Levy patrol.
I said you were about to run down R4 on kickoff when you walked past.
I was going to look like you in your prime.
Yeah, I told you he was. He signed with Oklahoma. He signs with Oklahoma.
He's big dude. Yeah.
It's a massive individual.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Like in a good way. Like he's just put together.
No, he's like 6'5".
Yeah.
He's just a solid block of a human being.
Yeah. O-linemen, we're the smartest ones on the field,
Always.
No, outside of fullback, but.
Fullbacks are basically small guards.
So. I used to
in the NFL.
Are
D-linemen playing offense.
In the NFL, the offensive linemen would let me go to their dinners. They said, if you've got 3 fingers in the dirt as much as you do, you're one of us.
You're one of us. One of us.
Exactly.
One of us.
It felt like
we
that.
We accept you.
Yes.
So, how is it being a Mississippi State fan, or for the Bulldog Nation, watching the rise of Lane Kiffin in Ole Miss over the last couple of years?
It hasn't been great. It's not great. I mean, I knew when Kiffin got there, he was going to be successful. I was kind of hoping that the Auburn train was going to take him out of town a couple years ago.
Yeah, looked like it almost did. But you ran into evolved Lane Kiffin, you know what I'm saying?
He had his foot on the train.
I know.
And that's like the movie scene where they're like, "Don't go." That's what happened.
Yeah,
And he got off the train, and there was a romantic moment. And now, last year, I didn't foresee it going as badly for State last year as it did. I mean, you got to remember, State's coming off a 9-win season.
Yeah. I know.
And they brought a lot of guys back. And I thought
if Zach didn't do what he did, though,
if he had stuck with the air raid,
then you
it
still
probably would have been okay.
8 games, 9, whatever it might be. You had the same guys.
This may be a situation
There's addition by
where
subtraction.
I call it the Rascal Flats thing. God bless the broken road that led me here to you.
T.
You maybe had to go through that pain to get to Jeff Lebby.
Well, I think that could be the case. With Lebby, it's still unproven. As a head coach, he's certainly been a fantastic offensive coordinator, but Joe Moorhead was a good offensive coordinator, and that didn't work out for State.
Now I want to kind of look up Joe Moorhead's
It's different because
resume.
of having Saquon and those guys there, but he was successful offensively when he was a head coach at Fordham and places like that. He just sort of the same thing. He wasn't ready to be a head coach at that point.
I feel like so. What have the early returns on Lebby been in that regard? all the CEO responsibilities that come around being a head coach.
As far as I can tell, everybody is happy. I've asked a couple of people up there, and I talked to a few people who were there when Mullen was there, and they were like the vibes are similar.
Oh wow! Okay.
So, and he has got that same. I don't want to say arrogance, but that confidence, in him, that self-confidence that this is my offense. I know it's going to work. Yeah. We're good to go. So,
hey, how did you feel? How did you feel though about Arnett this time last year? I'm just curious because I want to give you how I felt.
I thought they were going to be okay.
Okay, and I hate besmirching somebody, but I came back
Jake
from
did not like
I came back from spring
you did
meetings.
Not like him. Yeah.
And so it's great access for us at SiriusXM. It's just me, Burns, and Doring. And we get a chance for 25, 30 minutes to sit down there with these coaches. And I came back, I said, hey, guys,
he's not ready.
He's not ready to do this. He might be a good defensive coordinator, which he was. I said, he's not ready for this. I came back from this year, I said, Lebby's ready.
We also heard
I got to
that
jump down here real quick.
Yeah.
One thing we were saying about Arnett. He changed being the head coach. As a defensive coordinator, he was this fiery, angry guy. Watched him on the sidelines, and he was just like, just didn't want to be there. So.
Did that guy just come just Debo us?
Yeah. I told him y'all moved me, and I'd already.
Does he know I will get in a 3-point stance right now?
I might have to protect
Oklahoma drill.
That's an old man. I love Brett too.
We're gonna have to put you in the
age is just a number.
That's true. So, gentlemen,
hey, you're the man. Appreciate it, Brian.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Oh, great shirt. Oh, look at it.
All right, Brian. Thank you so much,
Dude,
Brian Hadad, Super Talk Mississippi.
That's a day today, Bo.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a lot of good guests coming.
I mean, I could have talked to Brian for 20 minutes more. Commissioner Sankey for 3 hours.
Yeah,
Dusty for 20 more minutes. We got Marty coming up in a little bit.
And maybe Lebby. We'll see.
Hey, I think so, T-Bob, you're a really good judge when a coach sits down, I think, as well. I trust your opinion. Once you meet somebody.
Yeah.
And I want you to meet Jeff Lebby because I want to see if you get the same feeling that I got in Destin.
Well, it seems to be that the feeling that you're talking about is being echoed in a lot of different areas.
And again, and this isn't trying to be patting you on the head. They're not going to win 10, 11 games.
No.
But I think they're going to win 7 or 8 maybe.
If they win 7 with that schedule, that's a massive
I'm saying
success.
it's going to be if he stays there and that is a destination for him that he wants to stay, he will have it where they're going to be competitive and they're going to make a bowl game and they're going to win 7 games. Their ceiling's going to be 9 wins probably in their best year. But still, again, I'm not trying to pat you on the head. I think that's great success. And who knows? Who knows down the road if you get the right quarterback commit and you win 10 games and you get into a playoff because your schedule lined up that way. Zach Arnett was never going to do that.
No.
Not one time was he going to do that.
And I think the reality of the situation is Lebby's got to know, not to say that he's that this is where his focus would be, but if he does do that at Mississippi State, he will get the next major gig. When somebody when a really big school has an opening and maybe there's not a known quantity.
I wonder what his school would be. Everybody's got a school.
Yeah.
Everybody's got one. For the most part, Dane Lanning didn't have one. That's what makes him intriguing. BK with his history didn't really have one, but
I mean the timing probably won't work out here. But if Venables,
Oklahoma would be the only one.
Oklahoma.
I mean, think about it. He is Oklahoma through.
Yeah.
When you're a student assistant, probably doing God knows what for 4 years to be a coach, That would be the one. But, man, let me tell you something. Brent Venables yesterday, I was, like, ready to go down and cover a punt.
Yeah, he was.
I don't even know what he talked about, but I was ready.
He's a way more kind of motivating and engaging dude than I had given him credit for.
He got so excited because he saw Rick Neuheisel. We were doing the show together, and Rick was coaching at Colorado when Brent was a coach at Kansas State, and they had this marquee top 10 matchup. Whoever won was going to a New Year's bowl game, which meant a lot back in the day. And, dude, he walks in, he goes, man, this is the first time I've ever met you, Rick Neuheisel. You were 8 foot tall to me. I mean, your offenses, I hated playing your offenses. Y'all were doing stuff that nobody was doing. And, man, he remembered it. He's like, y'all ran on third quarter. We were going to the south end zone. I'm like, how in the hell do you remember 1996 K-State, Colorado?
These coaches recall. I mean, it's all great athletes and coaches.
I mean, I know Brent played at K-State, so maybe that meant something a little bit more to him, but he is somebody that I didn't know coming into this media cycle of spring meetings, media days, that I can see why Joe C. gave him an extension.
Yeah. Well, and again, remember, the extension is a pretty shrewd financial one.
I say team-friendly, school-friendly, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it is school-friendly.
Yeah.
For sure. I still don't know what fully to make of Oklahoma this year, but Venables this week has made more of a believer out of me than I was going in.
I think film casuals will say they won 8 games. Oklahoma, people that know football watch film.
They go 8-4? You're saying this year they go 8-4? That'd be really
But you know what I mean. But
yeah.
if you watch the tape and you see that an 8-4 is a very respectable 8-4, because no records are built the same and they don't mean the same thing. But if you turn on the tape and you're watching Jackson Arnold and you're watching some of the receivers that they got and you get one from Purdue and it looks right, then I think if you're an Oklahoma fan, you should be pretty excited with the schedule that they have. I'm putting it up right there with Florida. I think Florida, if they're 1A, Oklahoma's 1B.
All right, more OTB coming up next. Keep it locked.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
A to Z window coverage, ktozblinds.com, ktozblinds.com. You need window coverage that wow, you want to take your home to the next level. Have Brandon Barton and the team out to your house, where look, they take a couple. They look around, and you will be shocked at the amount of information that you're given, right? Like, I don't think you fully appreciate exactly how the sunlight interacts with your home throughout the day, the impact that it can have on, like, saving money in terms of cooling bills, or, if you have the correct window coverings, maybe you have an outdoor kitchen or something, you get those drop-down shades, you can be grilling and chilling this summer. Look, the bottom line, it's just going to increase, not like, yes, the value, but, like, your enjoyment of your home will significantly increase when you go to K to Z.
It absolutely will, and maybe something you didn't even know that could be done at your home. Like, I know for me, I'll give you a quick example. I wake up early with Harlow a couple of days ago, and, the sun's still out, and it's like I'm trying to get her to take a little bit of a nap still, and we get on the couch, throw the outdoor shade out. It shades the entire living room. It still felt like it was dark outside. Harlow sleeps for a little bit. We sit there, have some great father-daughter time, and that's all thanks to Brandon Barton telling me what that shade would do for me in my home, ktozblinds.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, Day 3 from Radio Row at SEC Football Media Days. Alabama, Mississippi State, Florida, Texas, they all take their turns. We'll have it all covered. 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. SEC Media Days, Day 3 starting to crank up. We got Jeff Levy rolling through right now. Kalen DeBoer has been working the room. You can see, I was wondering why Cole had a suit on today. You can see all the Alabama media flitting about. Of course, coming up later in the afternoon, you'll have Billy Napier and company, and you'll have Steve Sarkisian and the Texas Longhorns here as well. Speaking of Texas, well, it's not actually really about Texas. It's more of an LSU thought, and it's about Garrett Nussmeier. And it's kind of about Arch Manning, I guess, as well, because he's not going down that same path. He's going to stick around. But I was thinking about this. I kind of forget because he was so solid last year, but Carson Beck and Garrett Nussmeier basically have a lot of the same story in terms of sticking around, not transferring. Highly rated. And so, I guess what I've been looking for are little arrows of ammunition to add to the Nuss bus and why I believe that he's going to be very good. And, of course, we have the bowl game. We have all the great anecdotal evidence coming out of the building, everybody that's talking about him. But then I'm also thinking, oh, wait, Carson Beck just proved that you can do this. You can go out and have a statistically dominant year one, even if it is your first year starting.
Let me ask you this, T, because I'm with you. All the boxes that I want checked coming in for a quarterback, they're checked. Is there one thing that holds you up on fully giving yourself over to Garrett Nussmeier? Because for me, I'm going to be honest, this is not a homer take. We have seen so much bad quarterback play in Baton Rouge in our history. We have to be cautious, even though we've had great quarterback play, at times throughout history. I'm not saying that at all, but certainly lately, even, before Miles Brennan got hurt, and there was some decent Max Johnson in there. But, is there one thing that's holding you back at all to fully giving yourself over to Nuss being, let's say, a top 5 quarterback in the league?
No, I would say maybe one thing is that I don't know where the expectation is after the incredible Joe Burrow and Jaden Daniels years, right? So, if he turns in a Quinn Ewers year last year, that's really good.
Oh, yeah.
But would it be enough? Or if he turns in a Carson Beck year
if he has a Carson Beck year, LSU's in the playoff.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. And
if he has a Quinn Ewers year, they're on the verge of it.
And I would say that, I'm worried about him not having the weapons, but remember, he didn't have the weapons in the bowl game. You know what I'm saying? Because Brian Thomas didn't play, did he?
He did. No, Brian Thomas did. Malik played until he got the record.
Malik got the record, then he was gone.
Yeah, but think about the people that he hit. I mean, he hit Kyron Lacey. He used his tight ends. I mean, he spread the ball out, and that was encouraging for me. Now, Wisconsin as a team, the dairy raid spoiled a little bit, but defensively, like, they got Luke Fickell over there.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's a defense that I can appreciate that.
And when it comes to quarterbacks, I'm a massive believer in intangibles. And I see a real maturity in Nuss when he talks about his faith.
He gets kind of choked up when he talks about what this year is for him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been a long road.
I get it. No, I mean,
when you're an alpha.
God, I can't imagine
basically
sitting a year.
Big-time recruit is, and it's such a weird dynamic. I mean, I sat basically for 2 years before I was ever able to play again. It's weird because for your entire life, you've been the man on your respective football team. You've been the best player.
John Fox story.
And then you're still working every single day on football. Like, you're still working your ass off, but you get none of the payoff.
Right.
And so, it can really foster a sense of maturity, of resilience, ability to overcome adversity. So, no, man, I've fully given myself over to Nuss. I think he's going to be great. Yeah. I think a fun conversation is where would he rank in the SEC?
Yeah.
Because I think it would have Beck 1. I mean, the Beck, Ewers, Milrose, a big 3. But he could pass up Milrose.
Milrose is going to be off scheme as well. Like, we got to see, because Kalen's never had a dual threat quarterback like this that he used. Michael Penix is fast, but you look at his carries, even at Indiana, it's not a lot.
Yeah.
Now he got hurt, and maybe you had to be cautious with him. Jake Haener wasn't a runner. I believe that they're going to put something together, right? They got smart enough minds. I think Sheridan's a really good football coach, but we don't know what that's going to look like. His best years have not come with a dual threat quarterback. It's come with a guy pushing the ball outside the numbers. Can Milroe do that? Yes, but are they going to handcuff him as far as what his best skill is, which is he's maybe the fastest guy on their team.
So maybe let's keep playing with that when we get back here on Off the Bench. We'll kind of look at where should Garrett Nussmeier, where should you expect, where should you hope for him to rank by year's end? More Off the Bench coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com is the website for your vehicular needs. If you're looking to buy new, used, maybe just need a rent, cheaper per day rental prices than traditional rental companies, All-Star Toyota is your answer, dude. They got the best prices, best selection. You can custom order it, right? Like when I made the choice to give a minivan, that was the whole deal. I wanted a murdered out Mini. And so I did it, and a month later, however long, all of a sudden, there it is, the vehicle of my dreams. So make your dreams. Don't let. What did Shia LaBeouf say back in the day? Don't let your dreams be dreams. Okay, let All-Star Toyota fulfill them. Go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com, and you can explore some of the great deals that they have going on there. And as always, service center, body shop, all makes and models welcome, conveniently located, free estimates, shuttle service, all the best. Okay, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off F-150. $10,000 off the new 2024 Ford F-150. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us.
Join me for a Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. We are loaded. It's a What If Wednesday. Glenn West joins us to talk about his time at SEC Media Days. Alabama, Mississippi State, Florida, and Texas go from Dallas. And the MLB draft is over. Hunt Palmer Show 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
If you don't wanna see me, did a full 180.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Got all twisted.
We're 1 and
Here
3. We're 1 and 3.
No, I'm not even on 1 anymore now. I know. I think
the commish.
He
got us. His headphones weren't working.
Yeah.
But I was like, look, we are not missing the commissioner.
No,
Here you go. You can take my headset.
Well, it's probably good
like
that happened on our show though, because we don't care if his headset's not working. We'll make it work.
How would Matt have handled that moment?
I feel like we got through with minor. I feel like we did a good job of not getting that flustered.
No.
Stumbled over my words for a second, but I feel like we handled a smooth transition.
No,
great
I think
teamwork.
he
Passed over to Sankey. Riv's got the new headset in, gave it over to you. It was great.
He enjoyed
it's like a very well-oiled machine.
Yeah,
honestly, guys.
I've had him enough. He enjoyed your questions.
I always try to prove. I always try to be like Greg Sankey. I'm smart. I swear. Please.
Don't take the whiskey and wine, T-Bob. That's not me.
Exactly.
That's just a part of who I am.
It's a big part of who I am.
Yeah.
But the clown thing hides a veneer of intelligence. Please.
Yes.
Please,
I would
Greg, like me.
I think he knew. I mean, he knew exactly who you were as soon as it came up.
I mean, look, he's a mastermind in relationship building,
He is.
and so I think anybody he interacts with here, he has been seeded right before about who they are. I'm not saying that like he doesn't know me at this point. Whatever,
I think he does.
But but also
without a name tag, if you rolled up on him at a Vanderbilt Kentucky game, you're like, oh, T-Bob, what are you doing here?
I mean, you want to talk about actually like kind of fantasies. Getting to like enjoy a sporting event with him, like in a box and just talking, would be a big one.
Just to get him to sit down with you, because he's always on the move, and I get it.
Yeah.
And he always wants to stay longer.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, well, yesterday.
Always.
So yesterday.
Catherine gave me the eyes up in the serious room, and I'm like, she's scary, Greg.
Yeah. No. Yesterday he was on with Matt and. You gonna come back on, right?
I can only. I mean, that is
DeBoer.
incredible, Sue.
Kayla DeBoer.
Okay.
God.
Hey, you look fire though.
I mean, he does.
Look at that
he pulls
pink
off the pink right there. My gosh.
If you're watching on the live stream,
wow.
Barbara just walked
that
up
boy.
in a delicious
pink
blazer.
God, you
hey,
look like
say
a
something for
snack.
the rest of us, man. Come on.
Hey, 15-12. Here, I got a room key. Come on. 50. Bro, where are you going? The keys. Oh, jeez.
Y'all, yesterday.
I love that human. God, he's just.
He's
the best.
thriving today.
He's the
just
best.
thriving. Yesterday, Sankey was on with Matt, and she gave Matt the 2-minute signal.
Mhm.
Catherine did, and he respects it. Like you said, you see Catherine do a thing, you're like, I gotta follow the rules. So
Yeah.
Sankey starts answering the question, and it's the most long-winded answer I've ever heard from a person, and she's getting so frustrated. She comes around the
Matt
table.
Can't cut off him. And
Nope.
be like, hey, you gotta go.
Catherine comes around the table, and she looks Greg Sankey straight in the eyes, and she gives him the old wrap it up. And he was like, I don't know, sometime in the last few years, this professional dynamic really changed.
Behind every powerful person is their get back coach.
Is it Catherine?
There's a get back coach behind
And the belt
every
loop.
powerful man. Yeah. Even though the Catherine's actually much more than a get back coach.
Yeah, for sure. But this week she's a get back coach.
Conceptually, yes, conceptually. You have to have someone who's keeping you on time, making sure everything's running smoothly.
Speaking of
Like you said,
well-dressed
he has
people.
to delegate.
Yeah.
Speaking of well-dressed people, and I don't know if he's well-dressed, but there's a guy over here on the diagonal. He's got a maroon suit on. He's kind of in the sun. He's got some sunglasses on. You see him looking at, I'm pointing at him.
What's up,
Oh, he's SEC Unfiltered.
Okay,
Chris.
that guy's got a look going today.
Yeah.
He's got these crazy sunglasses
He
on.
hasn't been suited all week, and I think he's a South Carolina guy,
He's
so I
got
wonder
his
why
hair
today.
slicked back.
Yeah. No, Chris knows SEC baseball, too.
Okay.
You've been on with Chris.
I don't think I know Chris, actually. I follow the SEC Unfiltered account. But
I am
I've never
unfamiliar
met
with your work.
Yeah.
The person.
He does a good job.
behind
I like him a lot, yeah.
We need to have a guy, SEC Mike, on and Cousin Shane tomorrow.
I know SEC Mike's work, but I couldn't tell you. I couldn't pick him out of a lineup of just like.
I
think he's in the corner over there.
AJ McCarron AJ McCarron ended up playing in the NFL, so the TV show that I was supposed to do with him, he couldn't do. And so
Right.
basically it was all me and Mike all last season. So
Right.
it's my partner. All right, when we get back on OTB, we're going to kick off hour 3 with Marty Smith, one of the premier voices in college sports. That's going to be a ton of fun. And fingers crossed, maybe, Levy. We will see.
It was looking good, I think.
Yeah, we are trending in a we like the market trends. We feel like we are moving in the correct direction. More OTB, hour number 3, coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Buck.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Electricity is all around us.
and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Wednesday, July 17th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect cloudy skies with a high of 91. In hour 3 of today's show, Marty Smith hops on at 9 a.m. Then we'll have Jeff Levy at 9:30. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from Dallas, Texas, at the 2024 SEC Media Days, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome in. Hour number 3 of OTB, and what a way to kick it off. We got our guy, ESPN's Marty Smith. Marty, what's up, man? You're here hanging out with, I saw yesterday, I was like, why are there's so many women following Marty around, and it was like a harem. It was wild.
Standard operating procedure,
yeah,
bro.
Man.
Come on.
But you're hanging out here on behalf of Southwest.
Yes. I'm here to interview all the coaches for ESPN,
yes.
First of all. But, yeah, I'm grateful for Southwest. They're the official airline of the SEC now, and they've already really immersed in the culture of the conference. As you two certainly know, we have a culture that's different than every other league. I don't know anywhere else where you see the Tennessee fan cheer for the LSU baseball team or whatnot if Tennessee were to get eliminated from the tournament, but that's just how our league is. You're not going to see Michigan fans cheer for Ohio State ever in any context.
There's a pride in this league.
Yes, it's almost weird. It's almost weird.
It's borderline weird.
It's almost weird. But Southwest is really immersed already. They've added a bunch of flights to marquee games this fall, starting with week 1, the USC-LSU game.
Yep, saw that.
Out in Vegas, they've added flights to get people there. Week 3, Bama and Wisconsin, Tennessee, Oklahoma, week 4. And then maybe the biggest game of the year in all of college football, Georgia at Texas, week 8. You can also have the opportunity to win a chance to go to the SEC championship game. Go to southwestsECsweepstakes.com, and you'll have the opportunity to win an amazing experience in Atlanta. So, yeah, they're all in, man. It's great for the league, and it's great for them, honestly. It's great for Southwest to be a part of the brand that is the SEC.
Yeah.
And Marty, speaking of the SEC, it is, like you said, it's such a unique conference in so many different ways. There's been so many legends written, and I view you as one of the premier storytellers in
That's
this
sweet.
business.
I
right?
appreciate that.
Like, I think that's I feel like I can feel your passion for learning people's stories, their journeys, and then trying to put those out there to the world. What is your process like when you start to, sniff a story, when you start to hunt one down? Like, what's that work like?
It is certainly my greatest fulfillment in this, is the opportunity to maybe open someone up that you've not met yet.
Yeah.
A lot of us, too, we know the what. I love getting the who and the how and the why and all of those things. And, yeah, my process is I read voraciously, I listen, watch, and then any question that might enter my head, I will put it on paper. And it ends up being, 50 questions for some of these. And then I will pare those 50 down to 10. It's always 10. And I will study those 10. And then right before I go into the interview, I crumple up the 10 and throw them away. Because I want you to know I'm listening. The greatest way to let someone know you care is to shut your mouth and open your ears.
Yeah.
Because so often you see people doing this, okay? I'm interviewing you guys, and you're talking, you're sharing your truth with me, but I'm reading my next question. And what do you do? Screw you. You're not listening to me.
Yeah,
I'm checking out.
It's a bad feeling.
I'm checking out.
I used to hate it when the media scrums and reporters would be looking off or whatever right after they ask you. Yeah.
Okay, so that makes sense that you say that, because I was just about to tell you, I think you've got the best BS meter that I know. Like, if I want to know if somebody's a good person or a good dude, I usually I usually listen to Marty, because I think Marty you get into that person, man. You give now it makes sense. You give yourself up to that person for
they
10
deserve
minutes, 15
that.
minutes, whatever it is.
What is our greatest resource? Most precious resource is time.
Yeah.
And if you've so chosen to offer me your time, it's the greatest gift you can give me, especially the people with whom we chat.
Yeah.
You're talking the elite of the elite of the elite in their professions with the highest pressure in all of college sports. And so if you're Brian Kelly and you've personally chosen to offer me that time, I want you to know that I have given my own time to prepare so that you know I care. And these guys have BS meters, bro. You know this.
They do. Yeah.
They give you what you give them. If you have not studied, if you show up with surface-level questioning, they're going to give you surface-level answers.
Yep.
And, I mean, I went to Nick Saban Media School, buddy. If you don't show up with something that he can tell that you've prepared, he's just not going to engage. And
Kirby's got a little bit of that too.
No, Kirby has all of that.
God, I could listen to Kirby talk.
I mean, honestly, when I started, boys, it was Dale Earnhardt. I mean, I'm old.
Oh.
McElroy and Cole were giving me grief.
His nickname alone says what he probably was.
Yeah, the Intimidator. And I was 21 years old.
I've never thought about it.
And you don't – back then in the NASCAR world, there wasn't organized media.
Right.
There wasn't prearranged interviewing. You had to have the stones to walk into the garage area and go, "Hey, Dale, could I please get 5 minutes?"
Oh, my God.
And it was terrifying.
God.
But if you weren't
21.
prepared, you didn't get anything. And so I'm actually grateful for that journey. I'm grateful for all those lessons, because they prepared me for sitting across from Tiger Woods or sitting across from Coach Saban or whomever it is now. So I think, too, the gratitude matters. People can tell when you're really into it.
What's the if you're saying your greatest joy in life is that fulfillment, getting to the who, the how, the why. Professionally. What's been the most fulfilling story or interview or interaction that you've had in this business?
Well, if you'll allow me a moment, I'll tell you the most impactful story I've ever done, and it's a little bit involved. It'll take a second. So several years ago, ESPN had the opportunity to broadcast the Special Olympics World Games in Los Angeles, California, and I was put on that broadcast crew, and we made a decision collectively very quickly that we were going to treat this like the Olympic Games, because these were athletes who'd been, they have intellectual disabilities. They'd been told their whole lives, you're not good enough, you can't, you won't, don't try.
Right.
And these athletes were getting the opportunity to do that and to shun all of those medical experts or people who told their parents they're not going to. All right? So I walk into the track stadium at the University of California, Riverside, on a random July day, and it was the track team, the United States track team, preparing for the Special Olympics World Games. As I'm talking to the coach, I look over to my left, and I see an athlete by themselves stretching on this bench, bald-headed. And I was really taken. That's when my, journalistic reporter, my antenna went up.
You started to get the scent.
Something's going on over there.
Yeah.
So I said, Coach, who's that? And she said, oh, that's Olivia. I said, I'll be right back. I'm going over here.
Yeah.
I sit down beside the athlete, put my arm around her, and I said, what are you doing over here all by yourself? She said, I'm just so tired. I said, what do you mean you're tired? Look at this energy. How could you be tired? We're just getting started. She said one word, chemotherapy. Her name was Olivia Quigley, 24 years old, adopted from China at 3 years old by her parents, Dan and Judy, in Wisconsin. They did not know when they adopted her that she had autism. For Olivia, autism was a condition. It was not a definition.
Right.
Mm-hmm. She had stage 4 breast cancer. She'd been battling it for 5 months through an exhaustive chemotherapy and radiation treatment regimen. And when she got the opportunity and the invitation to compete in the Special Olympics World Games, she called her oncologist and said, I'm done with this. I'm going to go to World Games, and I'm going to show ladies all over the world who are battling this wretched disease what they can do. Wow. Well, a couple days. Obviously, I lost my mom to breast cancer, so I'm completely taken by this woman. A couple days later, University of Southern California track stadium. She gets in the blocks for the 100-meter sprint. She wins the thing, collapses in exhaustion at the finish line. The stadium is erupted in applause because she had told me this story again on the global broadcast on ABC. Everybody knew her story, and so she wins. A couple days after that, she was the anchor leg on the 4x100 and wins another gold medal. To make a long story short, she and I maintained a very close friendship throughout the next couple years. And she would text me and say, your tie doesn't match, your hair looks funny, you didn't put enough makeup on.
Oh, I love it.
But she was infused with self-confidence. And ultimately, unfortunately, the cancer continued to spread, spine, various organs, ultimately to brain, and took Olivia from us. I come home from covering an LSU football game, ironically, in the fall of 17. I go to my mailbox in Charlotte. I open that mailbox. There's one of those manila envelopes that has the bubble wrap inside. I tear it open. There's two things in the envelope. There is a piece of stationery, and there is a black velvet box. I open the stationery. It's a letter from Judy, her mother, thanking me and ESPN for taking the time to treat Olivia as a human being and reach her on a human level. And because, according to Judy in that letter, because we did that, it infused Olivia with so much self-confidence that she got her own job. She got her own apartment. She got a dog. She became a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. And their entire familial dynamic changed because she had been so angry because she felt misunderstood. And now people saw her for exactly who she was. Well, I'm starting to get emotional as I'm reading
I got
this.
goosebumps coursing through me right now.
At the very end of the letter, it says, before Olivia passed, she created something of a last will and testament. And she wanted her special friend, which is what she called me, to have that black velvet box. Guess what was in it?
That's incredible.
Her 100-meter gold medal
No way.
from the Special Olympics World Games. And, gentlemen, I will tell you, it sits on my desk to this very second as a tangible reminder every single day of the power of kindness. She changed my life, and I promised her mom I will carry her spirit and her story with me all of my days. And anytime I get the opportunity to tell her story, I do it. So thank you guys for the opportunity to do that.
I mean, if that doesn't speak
incredible.
to so many things, the power of stories, sincerity, friendship, that's very,
Most people expect me to say Tiger Woods, Nick Saban, Dale Earnhardt Jr., you name it, like whatever big star, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
But Olivia was the story that really rewrote my modus operandi. Because every day we control three things. We control kindness, we control effort, and we control passion. We decide how nice we'll be.
Yeah.
We decide if we're going to outwork other people. We decide if we're going to have undeniable positive energy. That's ours.
Yeah.
Nobody else decides that. We do. And so she really rewrote that for me.
Man,
That's an incredible story.
Yeah, I think we just.
There's nothing else.
Yeah, I think I can't really.
But I want to brag. I want to brag on Marty, because this isn't just because there's a camera here. We're on air. I have seen you, brother, do that when you're covering an LSU game and you're on the sidelines and you've got 97,000 things that you've got to do. Somebody comes up to this guy, he's going to take the time, say hello, and that's not something you have to do, but you always do it. Everybody that's ever met this guy is like, he's the most genuine guy.
Yeah.
Again, that is not that camera. That is Marty Smith, man. That's incredible.
Very kind. I appreciate that, boys. And I love you guys and your passion and spirit for it. I love your town. And I can't wait to get down there real soon.
Yeah, hopefully we have you down there. That means that we're doing something big.
See some old friends down there.
Yeah, man, that's a good call. Marty Smith, ESPN. Thank you to Southwest for
man.
setting this
that's
up.
a story.
Man.
That's a story that you could use in all of life.
Yeah,
in all of life,
universally
our profession,
applicable.
anything.
Well,
That's
and I mean, look at what Marty just said at the end about how to have the things that you can control each day and how to approach the world. And we had Greg Sankey giving us his philosophy on how he deals with decision making and everything. Like, we've had such a oddly inspirational and kind of like educational show today.
How different are the deliveries between Commissioner Sankey and me? He's the most like level, even keeled, and I am ready to run through walls all the time. So
Marty Smith, thank you so much, brother.
Thank you,
man.
I'm grateful for you guys.
Sincerely. More OTB coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Thank you so much, Marty, for real, man. I cannot thank you enough. All right, do want to remind you here on OTB that every single day we are brought to you by Pinnacle Exterior Construction. We love Pinnacle Exterior Construction. PECbuilt.com is the website if you need any, any size type fence outdoors. You need any outdoor construction. You want to put turf in, pools, pergolas, bulkheads, outdoor kitchen. It's all there at Pinnacle. And go to the website, PECbuilt.com. Check out the gallery. The quality of the work is really going to blow you away. Also, if you already have a pool and you need some maintenance done, maybe you've kind of let it go by the wayside, whether it's just a one-time kind of get things back ready to go, or a year-round maintenance plan, again, they are the experts. Pinnacle Exterior Construction, PECbuilt.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
It's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, Day 3 from Radio Row at SEC Football Media Days. Alabama, Mississippi State, Florida, Texas, they all take their turns. We'll have it all covered. 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I tell you how that's like you stepping on your camera. I tell you how that when you stepping when you camera. I turn it on, my baby, don't you come here. I turn it on, my baby. Check it, baby, you looking fire hot. I have you open all night like your IHOP. I take you home, baby, let you keep me company. You give me some of you, I give you some of me. You look good, baby, must taste heavenly. I'm pretty sure that you got your own recipe. So pick it up, yeah.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. We are live here in Dallas. Remember, Paris Construction and Roofing. We are brought to you here by Paris Construction and Roofing. Also, shout out to, why is my brain not working? Probably because Marty Smith just went inside of it and incepted me. Are you two now? Yep, there we go.
I don't know. Yeah,
God, that was unbelievable, dude. I was legitimately tearing up, and I was like, you can't be, if you cry, it's just going to make it weird. Just don't do it. Sorry, Rep Business and Relief Windows. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for sending us here. It's been a great week. And, if we get nothing else out of this week but what we just got from Marty Smith, and that's why I said that. It wasn't because I was in front of him. And I think a lot of LSU fans have experienced this with Marty.
Yeah.
That's him. Think about all the people that man has interviewed, and that, Olivia, was the most impactful person to him. I'm sure that medal means more to him than anything he has, like a possession.
Well, it's like a talisman. It's like a grounding talisman to kind of remind exactly what he talked about at the end, like how to conduct yourself, how, be grateful. Like when I pray every night with my kids, I always end it with and help us to honor you through a life of gratitude and loving others. And I feel like Marty Smith embodies that top to bottom. The passion, dude. What do you say at the end? What's the 3 things you control? Your kindness, your
effort,
energy and your work ethic.
Yeah.
And how you treat people. These are lessons that you can carry forward with you no matter who you are, no matter what line of work you're in. That was just some impactful life wisdom.
That can't be lip service. You have to believe that for it to be something that you are, and he believes it, and so that's why he is who he is. And I think in our business, our profession, I know at least for me, hey man, it doesn't matter who you're talking to, it doesn't matter who you're interviewing, it is your job to give them the time, the respect, the dedication, not just when you're having Nick Saban coming on your show and the night before you're studying and grinding and questions and everything. It's no. You do that for everyone. You give everybody, because time is something we can never get back. It might be 15 minutes that you're talking to the beat writer from Vanderbilt before you play them.
Yeah.
But that's 15 minutes that he'll never get back. He's giving those to you. And, look, I've never really thought of it that way until Marty just said that. But it's a great way to kind of remind us of, no, that's something he can never get back. She can never get back, is that 15 minutes. And so they deserve you giving it what you would give it to anybody that you would consider a big guest or whatever.
I certainly did not expect to wake up on this Wednesday and be impacted in the way that I just was, or learn what I feel like I just learned. That's thank you to Marty, man. Really cannot thank him enough. And yeah, I mean, it became obvious too. There's like, this interview's over after this. This story is just too it's too perfect and too deep.
For about 90 seconds, I thought in my head, because it was my turn.
Yeah.
I was like,
Well, and I was hoping, and I like it though, because we were simpatico. We were on the same page. I was hoping that, and I didn't want to like shut it down in case you wanted it, but I was like, we can't. You can't
There's
be
nothing.
like, who's gonna win the SEC,
Hey,
Marty?
so, how about Missouri?
You know what's crazy? This sounds dumb, but I've just never thought about it. Interviewing Dale Earnhardt.
Oh, when he said that, I'm like, oh
I
my
would
God,
piss
his
my
nickname
pants,
was the
dude.
Intimidator.
Can you imagine it when Dale, like, if you asked him a dumb question, the look that you would get from Dale Earnhardt, you would probably shrivel and die. Like, your heart would stop beating and you would just curl up into the fetal position.
Gosh, and just, he had a great accent now. What'd you just say?
21 years old.
21.
And it's like, do you think he'd even say just what you just say, or would he just stare at you?
Probably just stare at you.
Just stare at you like you're an idiot.
Yeah. Do you have anybody in our profession? Because I know, like, there's other people, and obviously you've got a lot of things that you're into, but, like, is there anyone in our profession that would kind of do that to you a little bit?
Intimidate me, like, as much as Dale Earnhardt?
A little bit. Yeah,
I mean, I don't think I ever had the pleasure of interviewing Nick Saban. Now but like maybe like prime, intense Saban would definitely be up there. I would imagine interviewing Roger Goodell would be pretty insane.
Nah.
I don't know.
Let's think about that. Let's
Yeah.
come back to that to end the show today, maybe.
All right, more OTB coming up next. I think we have one of the Mississippi State players coming up next.
Oh, I don't know. I don't schedule things around here.
Yeah, okay. More OTB coming up next. Keep it locked here on youtube.com/1045 ESPN.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
That's what it was. Thank you to my guy, Joey Rhodes. Kindness, effort, passion. Kindness, effort, passion. Going to lock that in. And you should lock in 925-8552. That is the number for Central Plumbing. CentralPlumbing.org is the website. All of your plumbing needs taken care of under one roof. For 50 years they've been doing this, y'all. Flat rate pricing, excellent warranty once the work is done. Licensed, bonded, and insured employees that they send you information about who's coming to your home ahead of time. So you're never, so you know exactly what to expect. You can trust who's coming into your home. And look, they've been at it for 50 years, y'all, so you're not going to hit them with a problem that they don't know how to solve. That's centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org.
Yeah, go to the website today and check it out. Commercial, residential. If you're looking to upgrade, they can certainly help you there, no matter how big the job is or no matter how small the job is. So it's not only in emergencies. Now, we know they can help you 24/7, 365. But also, if you're looking to go tankless with a tankless water heater, new shower, new vanity, centralplumbing.org is the place to go.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Érase una vez un Infinity, diseñado para despertar tu imaginación y desafiarte a soñar, con 3 lujosas filas de asientos. El totalmente nuevo Infinity QX80 de 3 filas.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us.
Join me for a Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. We are loaded. It's a What If Wednesday. Glenn West joins us to talk about his time at SEC Media Days. Alabama, Mississippi State, Florida, and Texas go from Dallas, and the MLB draft is over. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. We are here at SEC Media Days, and we are joined by Mississippi State linebacker John Lewis. Woo, looking icy. Just discussing hell yeah, dude. Shout out to the players. I didn't think that chain was real. And if you're watching on YouTube, it's real.
He's not half-stepping in the SEC Media Days.
You can't. Hey, if you play linebacker, you can't be half-stepping. No. It's like my old man used to say, you cannot half-step in the hole. That's how you get hurt. John, what's up, brother? How we feeling today?
I'm great, man.
You excited to be here?
Yes, sir. It's crazy.
I got to come here. I got to represent LSU, I think, 13 years ago.
Don't put a year on it. You got to do that.
But the point is, it was like one of the most memorable days I ever had. So enjoy it, man. This is a lot of fun. Where are we at the day for you? How much longer? How many interviews have you done? How much more do you got to go?
It's like 9. What time is it?
It's about 9:30.
9:30.
I got a few more hours. It just started.
Yeah. Hey, but it is a cool opportunity, like T-Bob was talking about. And now with NIL, it's an opportunity for you to sell your brand and your school for sure. That's why you're here. You're here from Mississippi State, but this is a chance for you and people. We wear football helmets. A lot of people don't know what we look like. I mean, this is a chance for you to sell yourself and kind of who you are on this team. It's okay. You can,
what do you
talk nice about yourself.
What do you view your role on the team as?
I mean, I'm a leader, obviously, but I just understand the younger guys. When I first came in, it's kind of like just tell them to relax and don't worry about making mistakes or whatever. So I feel like it's my role in what I have to do on the defensive side or the offensive side for whatever reason, but it's just talk to them and get them relaxed or whatever.
And John, it's if we just look at the time that you've been at Mississippi State, you've experienced a lot, right? Like a lot of tumult, tragedy, change. How do you feel like you've grown and seen so much change, so many different coaches?
I mean, I feel like that's the part of it. Just like JP, Monte Russell. So I feel like it's just helped me become a better player and a person as a whole, because I feel like all the stuff that has happened since I've been here it's been crazy, but that's part of life, though. So I mean, it's bettering me because of the experience and what I've seen and what I've done and what I haven't done, what I plan to do. So it's it's been great being here. So, yeah.
All right, walk us through being from the state of Mississippi. I mean, right there in the Jackson area. You grew up in Canton, and just what it's like, because Jackson's kind of a little bit of a half Mississippi State, half Ole Miss probably. So when you make that decision, you're there at Germantown, and you're like, I'm going to be a Bulldog. Like, what was that like for you and your family to be able to represent your state, but also, put on for Mississippi State?
A lot of my family members are Mississippi State fans. Some of them are Ole Miss fans, not a lot of them.
Do you invite them still to the cookout?
Of course. It just be a lot of, back and forth.
Yeah. A lot of talking.
Yeah. It's been great, though.
John, what about Jeff Lebby, man? We've been hyping up Lebs a lot this morning on the show. He's someone who obviously offensive minded, but like really had a ton of success everywhere he's been. But we keep hearing about his relationships, right? That he forms with players or the coaches. What's it been like learning Coach Lebby?
It's easy. He's an easy guy to talk to. He understands a lot of our players, and he don't come off as like an aggressive coach. So
yeah,
I mean,
when he has to.
Yeah,
he
can get after if you have to. Yeah, but it's not one of those overbearing kind of damn you sort of guys.
Like you'll know like when he's serious about like when we're talking about something, he's serious. But like his personality is crazy. It's like we love him so much. His personality is like ours. Like,
really.
He just relaxed, and we can talk to him about anything.
So, John, when you make it to the NFL and you're out there on defense for a home game and you don't hear a cowbell, how's that going to be for you? Because, I mean, you're a defensive guy, so that's all you hear. When you're at home,
I never thought about
all you
that.
hear is a cowbell. So, like, you're going to be at home. You're going to be playing, for the Los Angeles Chargers. You're going to be like, wait a minute, this is not what I'm used to.
Do they allow cowbells?
No, not in the NFL.
They don't?
No. So y'all are actually grandfathered
You're done, John.
in.
It's done.
Yeah, y'all are grandfathered into it. Like now, if a school tried to bring cowbells to the SEC, it wouldn't be allowed. Yeah.
What's been your favorite memory playing at Mississippi State?
Last year when me and Buki what's the quarterback name from Arizona?
Noah
Fafita.
Noah. It's the last play. I think it was the going to over.
God, was that the goal line?
Not the goal line.
Okay.
That was Arkansas when Jalen Green.
Oh yeah.
That was crazy too.
Yeah.
I remember that one. I remember that one too. When Jalen Green, all them hit.
Yeah.
But last year, me and Buki was chasing Noah, and he somehow slipped away because Deontay dove at him.
Yeah.
We still be on Deontay about that right now to this day.
Don't leave your feet.
Yeah.
Nope.
So, but we eventually got to stop. But that was the craziest thing because it's a video. It's actually a video of me and Buki like on the sideline, like bro, like we were so tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a good game.
Hey, look, they
ended up being a really good football team.
That's a great
that's a good
team.
win.
Yeah.
Fafita and Tedero McMillan are now like two of the most hyped players in the country entering this year. What do you feel? Because kind of nationally right now, Mississippi State, do you feel like y'all are being slept on a bit?
That's always.
Yeah.
I don't really care too much about that. So it's kind of like whatever. We already know what to expect. So we already know.
Give us your favorite away stadium to play in the SEC.
Right now, I don't know if they're going to be like they were last year, but South Carolina was crazy last year.
South Carolina
Okay,
Stadium
so
is crazy.
listen,
bro.
so back when I played in the SEC, there was only 12 teams. And if you didn't redshirt, you missed one, right?
Mm-hmm.
The rotation, the way it worked out, you missed one. I missed South Carolina. I'm going for the first time this year. I'm excited about it. So you're telling me it's like an 11?
Yeah.
I tore my ACL in there, and I still thought it was awesome.
Them and when we played against Texas A&M my freshman year, it was crazy there too.
That's somewhere I've never been.
You haven't been there?
No, man, that I've always wanted to go to.
The ground shakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually went to a game when I was in like junior high, and I remember at one point everybody doing the swaying thing, and you're getting like motion sickness. You're like, what the hell, dude? I've never seen anything like this. What's it like as a defender? Where, last year you have Arnett, kind of a defensive-minded head coach. Now, what's it like as a defense going against the offensive mastermind that is Jeff Lebby every day?
It's great, actually. We like it a lot because it helps us a lot. I mean, just by the tempo in the scheme that he does. He throws all type of stuff at us to see how we will react. So it helps us a lot.
John Lewis, cannot thank you enough, man. Best of luck this season. Chain looks great. Suit looks great. I'm jealous, but I'm happy for you, to be clear. And best of luck this season, man. Kick ass.
Thank you. Hell State.
Yeah, Hell State. Hell yeah. All right, more OTB when we get back.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Every day here on Off the Bench, we are brought to you by Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. GEAUXTommys.com. GEAUXTommys.com. We cannot hurt you leaving here, please. I do not want any State fans mad at us. Go Tommys.com if you need hardy plank or vinyl siding. You need wood or vinyl windows. You need any type of door. Tommy's is there, man. And look, the quality work's great, obviously. But to me, it is how they treat the customer, the passion that they approach every single project with. And I believe in it so much. And I believe in Tommy and his team so much. And his 27 years of experience that, again, just make them one of the bids, okay? Reinvest in your greatest asset, your home. And this too leads to savings and bills and whatnot, right? The right type of windows it cuts off like leakage, all that sort of stuff, right? But the bottom line is make Tommy's one of the bids on your project and let him prove to you why we feel so passionate about them. It's GEAUX. Tommy's. Go Tommy's is the website. It's Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to.
Matt Moscone inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR. Day 3 from Radio Row at SEC Football Media Days. Alabama, Mississippi State, Florida, Texas. They all take their turns. We'll have it all covered. 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
We are back.
Are we back? And you already hit the stab?
Yeah, I already hit the stab. Yeah, we're live on air.
Well, guys, sorry
Yeah,
about
we're
this
live on
awkward.
air.
Yep, yeah, okay, great, good, great, grand. Welcome back, OTB. Been a very fun show today. Cannot thank enough everybody who stopped by. Yeah, go ahead and get that camera on me here, Rivals. Unfortunately, it looks like no Lebs. So, sorry, Rivs. It's a huge bummer. I was actually really looking forward to talking to him, and he's a mountain of a man. Other things I wanted to get to today, though, maybe to go outside the realm of college football for a little bit. Shout out our guy, Kayshon Boutte. All charges dropped. He's good to go. The courts deemed that, look, no one was harmed financially by his illegal bets and that he himself did not benefit from his illegal bets. Remember, he was betting underage and whatnot, and so all charges are dropped. So shout out Kayshon Boutte. I love to see that, right? Nobody wants to see a young man's life ruined in that way. Tay-Tay, give me a Tay-Tay NFL story of the day.
It's time for Tay-Tay's NFL Story of the Day, your daily dose of NFL news from Taylor Sharp.
Bob, I know you said that you'd been upset lately because, these stories have been a little bit more upbeat than they previously were. Well, I got you covered, man. This weekend, sad news out of the NFL. Jacoby Jones passed away at the age of 40 years old. You guys remember Jacoby Jones with the Baltimore Ravens. He had the 108-yard kickoff return touchdown right in New Orleans in the Superdome. That was the night the lights went out against the 49ers. Look, he played 8 seasons in the NFL. He had over 2,800 yards receiving, but he had 5 kickoff return touchdowns and 4 punt return touchdowns. I knew he was good. I don't remember him being quite that good. They have not released a cause of death yet. It doesn't seem like it was unexpected, though, because there is a story coming out that, his family and friends were with him when he died. So it kind of seems like something that they maybe expected. But sad story out of the NFL. Jacoby Jones gone at the age of 40.
Yeah, rest in peace, man. It's just heartbreaking. I don't know. There's no other real way to put it.
No,
Jake, didn't you suffer at the hands
Suffered
of
at the
Jacoby
hands.
Jones?
He is the guy that caught the mile-high miracle.
Yeah.
Baltimore Ravens against the Denver Broncos. But
Deeper than the deepest, man.
Deeper than the deepest. No doubles. But he's from Louisiana, man.
Yeah.
Every teammate, because he played for the Chargers at the end, and everybody loved him there. When I went back there for some workers' comp stuff, and I remember giving him a hard time about, hey, bud, we're supposed to be like Louisiana brethren. You're not supposed to catch that pass. He's like, man, I could not believe that they played that coverage. I'm like, oh, you couldn't, me neither. So yeah, terrible news. I didn't get a chance to hear if Taylor maybe mentioned the cause of death there, but either way, it does not matter whatsoever. 40 years old, too young, great smile. Ambassador, every team he was ever on, and it's he's just. I feel like it happens, and more often, man. Some of the guys were my teammates or guys that I played against. I don't know what it is, but it just feels like we're in a bad wave right now of young deaths from NFL players.
Yeah, is it getting older? I don't know. My dad told me not long ago. He's like, I don't really have any friends left. It's like, God,
your dad's not that old.
No, I know. It's a brutal game, man.
I've had 7 former teammates in the NFL pass away. 7.
Well, there's no easy transition here. So let's just go to break, and when we get back, we'll wrap up the show with a little Ask the Bench
There's no break.
segment.
This is the last segment.
Wait a minute. Were we on time?
What? Are you serious?
Hey, PB, can you turn this camera a little bit?
I am shocked. Rivs, turn the camera a little bit. Okay, well
Yeah,
then.
it's been on single shot for.
Hey, do you have the chat pulled up? My computer died. Let's do a little Ask the Bench brought to you by Cold Curse Light. Just real quick, do want to remind you about. If you want to get bigger, stronger, faster, feel younger, jump higher, you don't need PF Flyers. You just need Rejuve Medical there in Baton Rouge, Metairie, Slidell, Shreveport, Monroe. Fight the effects of untreated aging, right? Over time, you do upkeep on your homes. You do upkeep on your computer. Bodies to just age as they age? No, there's science here. So go get the free consultation where they draw your labs, and then they customize a plan for your body to get you where you want to be. RejuveMeMedical.com.
My hand looked really good in that one shot of you, though.
Which one?
Well, it's gone now. Now we're in a 2-shot, but it looked really good.
Oh, when you were
yeah, it's just my hand was the only thing in the shot.
Make defense great again, says the wheels have fallen off. Yeah, you're not entirely wrong. It looks like the internet is now shutting down for some reason. We need some Ask the Bench questions, guys. Oh, Jake, I was going to say, very off topic.
Yeah.
Stoppage time, though. Garrett Southgate.
He's available.
Stepped away.
He's available.
Do you think that's realistic? I mean, I know that he was a name that was bandied
I think in the past
but would he do that?
I think in the past he's mentioned America, just the country living here intrigues him.
Oh, okay.
And English soccer fans would probably be like, oh yeah, he couldn't do anything for us. Y'all don't do things in soccer.
He had a great 8 years. It just too much heartbreak in the biggest moments.
I got you there. When you had, Wayne Rooney and Lampard and Owen, y'all didn't do anything. Y'all didn't do any of that.
Yeah, John
Beckham.
Terry.
John Terry, man, he got punchable face. He's probably a great guy, but I always wanted to punch that guy right in the face. Steven Gerrard, you too. You can get these hands.
God, Gerrard had a pretty.
They didn't
ball,
do anything.
Though. He had a pretty ball
yeah.
though. Wait, so.
Hell no to Southgate. Look, would you rather that or Bob Bradley probably coming back? I'm willing to try something.
Yes, let's go, Brads. All right, let's get to Ask the Bench here. Ask the Bench run by Cold Curse Light, Vizzy, Hearts, Ultra Blue Moonlight, Sky Sweet. Who of your past teammates would be your 2 a.m. call? Look, I always rock with my boys, Will Blackwell, Josh Dvoracek. Still very close to them.
My 2 a.m. call.
I don't know exactly what a 2 a.m. call is. I think it's you're in trouble and you need something.
No, it's like the scene from The Town. We're going to go hurt some people and you're never going to ask questions. Whose car are we taking?
Yeah.
Mine wouldn't be a former teammate. My 2 a.m. call, if I got in a situation, no matter if it was financial, I need somebody to come fight for me, it'd be Chris Doring. I could call Chris Doring, and I think he would find a way from Gainesville to Baton Rouge to help me out. I truly mean that.
Ask the Bench, can we please get PB and CD on the show to make fun of CD losing? What do you lose?
Florida and life.
Oh, okay. Just like in general?
Yeah. PB's literally 6 feet from us right now, but he's busy talking to the Mississippi State Athletic Director.
Ask the Bench, have y'all eaten room service, and what do y'all get? Yes, I had room service once. I really wanted a club for the – I have no idea how this is possible. They did not have a club sandwich.
A club sandwich should be the staple of a room service menu. It should be club, burger, fries.
That said, they had a gat of a BLT. A fatty. And it was great.
Was it filling enough?
Bro,
you know
it was massive.
A lot of swine on that thing?
Bro, probably a pound of bacon at least. And, big sourdough bread. Really, really good. I tried to order it again yesterday, but they don't do lunch.
Hey, Matt, get out of our shot back there.
Hashtag Ask the Bench. Who's better at Rocket League? Definitely me. I rolled into Jake's house and I had to show their kids what was up.
What was the guy's name?
It was
Wet
420. Rooster 420.
Wet Rooster 420. Yeah.
Wet Rooster 420 was beating up on Memphis. I said, let me get them sticks.
I think it was Huddy.
Yeah, I was beating up on Huddy, and I said, let me get them sticks. And I went and worked Wet Rooster.
Did.
And I hadn't played in a couple of years now, Bo.
Yeah.
Ask the Bench what you go do. Hot dog toppings, you're going to hate it. Ketchup.
mustard for sure.
Cheese growing up, dude.
But I do like a Chicago style. I'll eat
Chicago
that.
sounds great.
Yeah, I like chili cheese on a dog, Bo.
I mean, look, I'll eat anything on a hot dog. I used to love to do. I remember there was a Queer Eye for the Straight Guy episode where they did like a hot dog buffet.
I
Where
haven't thought
like
about that in a long time.
it was, you get hot dogs in a bunch of different ways to top it. It'd be like salsa with crushed up chips, like all kinds of tasty and delicious things. So I'm not exactly overly precious with my hot dogs.
Murder Draft 19 asked the bench, how does it feel to be referenced in College Football 25? Jake, I mentioned that yesterday.
How about that, dude?
Like it's cool for one reason, and I swear to God I mean this, because my 14-year-old wrote me, and for a small time in life, he thought I was cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and anybody that's parents,
feeling.
like, yeah.
I don't know that age yet, but I mean, I remember what you started to think about your parents at that age. So that's look between that. Y'all going to the Senior Bowl event together.
Oh my
I feel like
gosh,
you're a pretty cool dad right now, dude. I feel like you got a lot of cool dad in you.
And you could do like you're going to get that with Alice pretty soon. It'll start to happen. But when Quad Bob becomes that age, right, and he's going to be able to go, even talking to your dad, like that's going to blow his mind. But it's something special to share something you and I worked so hard for, to play football at a place like LSU and to have that, and for luckily for us to kind of be remembered a little bit, like to be able to share that with your son, it's hard to beat. Certainly one that's into football as much as Jackson.
Ask the bench. Can Hester get Saban to come back on BR Radio for an interview?
I'm going to try. I hadn't
to.
even thought about it.
We have
but,
to.
I told
Start
Michael
kicking
Cobble
those
got him.
doors.
I'm going to text him.
Ask the bench. How many open scholarships are left for football? One or two, maybe.
Yeah, not a lot.
Probably all full.
Not a lot. Ask the bench, you guys have any tattoos? I got a lot of tattoos. T-Bob has none.
I have none.
But if he got one, I think he would get a lot.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know. Like, I can't just do one random tattoo on my body. I would want to get a half sleeve from here to here.
I've gotten permission from the boss of the house, Katie Hester, to get a half sleeve. But I think the one requirement is I got to kind of, got to start the push-ups back.
Yeah.
Got to get the curls back because you can't half-step into a half sleeve.
Well, don't
I got
worry.
a lot of ideas, though.
Don't worry. Chris Poche is going to get you there, man.
Dude, this week, shout out to Crystal Poche, Restored Motion. First week in, 6-7 weeks that I haven't had back issues, back problems. Thank you, Crystal.
I'm telling you, dude. Ask the bench, has Rivers been working the boys out at the hotel gym? No, I always try to get Rivers. I'm like, dude, come like help me, like lead me in a class. And
your
she,
video
like,
was
she will not do it.
fantastic,
The
by the
aerobics
way.
video. It was a funny story.
What'd you do? What time of day are you doing that?
That was like at 6. That was like right before we went to dinner. But
okay.
I started a class on my phone. I didn't know it was dance aerobics, and then I was like, I'm kind of embarrassed to do this. I said it out loud, and this old woman was like, hey, you've had a long day and you're here. Don't be embarrassed. It's like, oh, you know what? You've empowered me. I don't know.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
See you tomorrow. Taking a break, Chipper. No, we have a read here, Jake. We have a read here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we had in the last couple of days.
We have Trash Rangers, and I love Trash Rangers. Yeah.
The best.
Yeah, the best. TrashSignup.com.
I mean,
if you
Red
wanna sign
Can,
up.
if you
Red
want to
Can.
look cool in the neighborhood.
It's true. Pops.
Right? It's like, how do I get one of those?
You go to TrashSignup.com, and if you live in a Ascension or live as a parish, in just 3 minutes, see your days, number of cans, prices, all of that. But you're like, but T-Bob, I live in Baton Rouge. Well, guess what? If you're a business owner and you need front-load dumpsters and you need them picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even 6 days a week at Trash Rangers, we understand. Flexible scheduling, reliable, efficient, local, there for you, great lines of communication. Make the switch today, TrashRangersLLC.com.
Yeah, once you go there, also, we want you to check out the roll-off dumpsters because, not everybody's cool enough to have the red cans, but that's okay. You can have the red dumpster. If you've got a job at your house, maybe it's a smaller job, there's 3 sizes to choose from. Also, if you've got maybe a bigger project at your business, you call them. They'll have that there. Again, 3 sizes. They're going to know exactly what size you need. TrashRangersLLC.com.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Elevate brand visibility, ignite customer engagement with the power of